Tune into this. Turn on the cam, I am the fizz. Turn on the switch, listen to Strick, yeah. Know if we swinging, there's never a miss. Don't follow a script, yeah. Topics change quick. Looking for facts, looking for tips. One's an enforcer, one's a reporter. Together we Cam and Strick, yeah. One's an enforcer, one's a reporter, yeah. You tuning in to Cam and Strick.
Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number
327. Yeah,
Cam's got no energy. He's complaining because it's a little early today. It's a long day.
No, I do feel like dog shit today because last night watching the football game.
I'm so
went
mad
to my
about
buddies.
The game, by the way.
Yeah, the first game, I mean, shit kicking, you know. They got shit kicked. Terrible. You know, it got out of hand quick. But the second game was entertaining.
Yeah,
but the Chiefs find a way.
Hell of a game. The Chiefs find
a way. They find a way. People are bitching. They're still bitching about that fourth down.
Oh my God!
He's there.
Can I just break it down because I played?
I'm
the only one here that
you would have been smashed under that pile.
That played.
You'd have been smashed under that pile.
Three interceptions my freshman year.
Like Andy'd be stuck to the ground like this.
3 interceptions my freshman year.
Shit.
A 2-point conversion. Do you want me to go through the plays?
Actually, before we even get into that,
can I just show you something real quick?
No. I'm taking over again.
I gotta finish what I was gonna say.
We don't need to get into football right off the bat.
Here's the side judges. 4th and 1. You got one guy. This is the first down mark. A little yellow line here, right? That's the first down. This guy's coming. He's right in front of the line. The other guy's like, oh, first down. He's coming. All of a sudden, he sees the other guy, and he's like, I'm just gonna. Oh, no one's gonna notice. There's only 35 million people. Nobody will notice.
Oh my God, dude.
People have money on the line. Whatever. He just decides, I'm just gonna cut right back over here. I'm gonna meet him right down here. It's like, what is going on?
Don't know.
Play before that.
Don't know.
When I think it was Kincaid, he's running a hot route.
Hot route.
Okay.
Don't piss the people. Don't piss the people off.
No, that's a hot route right there.
Don't piss the people off.
So he's running a hot route, and obviously he's got to get upfield. You know,
got to get upfield.
And so he gets the first down there, and what do? And we're gonna move it back.
They move it back.
4th and 1, guys.
That's
4th and
why
1.
people. It just good for the Chiefs, man. Look, they're loaded. They find ways. It is what it is. Do they get help from the rest? Yeah, probably here and there. They just do.
That's a laser 22.
They get fucking help, okay? But they're fucking good, man. They are.
God.
They find ways.
Mahomes is. And that little number 1 who's flying around.
Mahomes, everybody else has to play a part too. They all play a part in it, dude. The kicker, fucking Buckner's fucking... You know he's going up there and hitting it right down the goddamn pipe.
Well, he took a lot of heat.
He's not doing anything. He's going home with his wife. He's like in fucking church all the time. Mm-hmm. He's making those, okay? Whether you like it or not, which I do, he's going to make those.
Yeah, but he had an injury earlier this year.
I'm just saying.
Those are difficult to come back from. And the pressure obviously is high, but he faced it and he hit it head on.
Two worst teams.
Kelsey did nothing. He had 2 receptions. I know he's been a great player for a long time.
They're not even throwing to him.
Swift, they're not even showing her now. I mean, they showed her once or twice. They hardly even show her.
Because people are like, we don't care anymore. Like, let's
go. No, they don't. Because they're sick of the Chiefs. That was a Bills game, man.
Sick of the fucking Chiefs.
The fans across the country were rooting for the Bills, and they just can't find a way to get past Kansas City.
They can't, dude.
And you just wonder, like, Josh Allen's such a great player, such a competitor. He looked... a little bit nervous early in the game. Didn't look like himself. He's just heaving balls up there. I mean, there should have been a couple of interceptions in the first series. You just wonder how guys like him and Lamar Jackson, I mean, what are they thinking right now? When are they going to be able to get past Mahomes and get to the Super Bowl?
Everybody's thinking that. Everybody's thinking that. What is this team? This is a freak team that you've seen before. Mm-hmm. Like, look at football. Look at the parity in football. You got the Chiefs and you got the Patriots for the past 20 years, basically. And you sprinkle in, I guess, Philly. That's all you have.
And people complain in baseball because it's the Yankees and Dodgers, and that's it.
Not really. Like, there's been some parity in baseball.
Give me somebody else.
Well, the Cardinals have been winning. No. I'm saying last 20 years.
Oh, last 20 years.
The Giants had a little run.
Yeah.
Houston Astros.
It's changed recently. I mean,
there's more parity than football.
And there's a lot of Japanese players that are coming over, Cam, and they're all going to 2 teams.
No shit. It's going to be, it should be Dodgers and Yankees and Dodgers and Yankees.
Although if I'm in Japan and I'm throwing a hundo, I'm batting 3 hundo, I'm setting records over there in the Japanese league. And they're like, hey, come over to the to the United States and play professional baseball, I'm like, all right, I'm coming, but I got to play for the Yankees or the Dodgers.
No shit.
Or the Guardians. I'm coming to play for the Guardians.
Maybe the
not happening.
Maybe the Mets. Maybe the Braves. Houston. Maybe.
Right. No, I play for Houston.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, those two teams are there, but there's other little teams that people would want to. If you
there's one or two.
Well, there's only so many positions, Andy. Yeah. You're gonna have 3 fucking catchers. How many pitchers can you possibly have? So eventually, that's gonna all you're gonna have to pick other fucking teams.
You don't see too many Japanese catchers coming over. They're all pitchers.
They're all pitchers. They're not big. No. They're tiny, and they throw heat.
Except Ohtani, he's not tiny.
He's a monster. Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah, well, he's a freak.
Yeah,
you know. They're your size.
Ichiro is like my size.
How about the guy that didn't vote him in? Where's one?
Who's him? Who is he?
He is him.
Him.
What's that agenda? What was that all about? Like, is this like who did that and why? I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to explain.
Only one or two players in the history of the voting process have ever been unanimous. Mariano Rivera was one.
Who's the other
He may
one?
be the only one. I mean, Jeter wasn't even.
No.
100%.
Jeter, there's still question marks with Jeter,
fine.
too.
I know.
Just because he's in New York, Andy looks at all like, he's in New York.
I know. I'm just saying.
Like, he's a better player because,
everyone knew he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying?
Can I talk about him real quick? Enough of this fucking baseball bullshit. Jesus fucking Christ. Andy. So the other night, Kate and I are going down the game. I'm doing radio. Andy's doing TV that night. Mm-hmm. We're down there, getting down there early. All of a sudden, we're downtown. I pull up to a stoplight, and I look, and I see it's Andy. And I'm like, yeah. Literally. And before this, I warned Kate whenever I rode with him that really weird incident where we're going to IRC, and it freaked me out. Like, it was one of those things where I had to fucking, calm down. It was a really, really hardcore experience driving with Andy because he's absolutely out of control. He's doing a million things, fucking looking everywhere, everything. He's doing everything but paying attention to what the task at hand is to get safely to point A to point B. That's it. So we see Andy. Literally, I warned Kate about it. She believes me, but I just wanted to prove it to her. We're sitting there looking. I'm staring right at this motherfucker. He does not stop looking at his phone. I'm looking at him, and he looks up, sees it's green, then looks back down while he's making the turn. Looks back down to his phone. Look, we're like, okay, we try to fucking speed up the catch. I'm honking at him. Has no idea what's going on. Literally, nah. He has no idea. I see the silhouette. I'm trying to keep up with him. He's flying down Market. Flying down, we're like, oh my! I go, I told you, Kate. I told you. I see his silhouette. It's like this. I swear to fucking God, like this, go blah 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 blah. He's flying. He's not one time is his head up. Not one time. I could see it, and all of a sudden it pops up. He's got to slam on his brakes. I finally catch up, and I honk my horn, and you see me.
Yeah.
You are not paying.
And I waved to you.
No, you had no idea. I'm literally, dude. Have you ever got pulled over?
Recently, twice.
I
didn't tell you.
I heard about it.
No, you didn't.
No,
you didn't.
I could tell Andy's going to get jammed up one time because he is literally juggling like this. It's like a fucking rodeo clown. It's unbelievable. And so a cop's going to have his lights on, dude. And he's
not going to even know.
He's going to think you're fucking speeding away from me.
That I'm on the run. Taser!
You can't handle a taser.
Oh my God!
Your body will crumble. You're not like you're not gonna be one of those fucking monsters that's that's gonna fucking put you downtown.
You see those guys?
Yeah,
they just eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how
put you
they
downtown.
Do it. Well, they're on some type of induced substance.
That
typically
you would be crumbled up. Don't just be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
No, but Kate and I look at each other. I'm like, oh God damn. In all seriousness, I'm like, this, you have a problem.
Okay, well, here's the deal.
No, I worry about you.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that. But
seriously,
I park in the garage, and you have to show your pass to get in. It's on your phone. And so I have to go to the app, and I've got to hit like 4 or 5 different things before I get up there
Andy,
to get to the little barcode.
I don't want to hear it.
So that's what I was probably doing at that time.
Because sometimes when I tell stories, I'll over-exaggerate here and there just to prove my point. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I'm honestly not. I was freaked out the first time, and I'm like, God damn. And then I wanted to prove to Kate, and I have all this evidence now. It was literally the funny. It's so weird. Like you're looking, I'm watching you the whole time. Literally, I'm fucking from here to there. And we're like this. You had no idea. And your head was down, look up, green, back down. And I see this, your silhouette, you're like this. Like, it's unbelievable. Everything I said to her turned out to be true.
Okay.
We saw this in
so now she believes you?
No. A 20-second fucking montage proved everything.
So I don't text and drive anymore.
Oh,
Because,
what?
no.
You don't take,
No.
What were you doing?
Tweeting?
He tweets and
years
drives.
ago, I'm not going very fast, but we're kind of at a red light.
Whoa.
I was texting years ago, and I hit my buddy.
You got a problem.
I hit my buddy in front of me. Okay,
Andy,
years ago.
I got my issues.
So I've stopped doing that.
I got my issues.
I don't do that. I don't text and drive. I was pulling up my parking
I tell
ticket.
the people everything of my life. I have issues. I've had issues. I'm gonna fight demons every day. You got a fucking demon.
Oh, is that a demon?
It's something.
Well, we all have them.
No. This isn't your normal kind of that I have. You have a weird infatuation with your phone. And no matter where you're at, you have to look at it.
No, it's
you're
not
like
true.
Kind of a woman at times.
Oh, my God.
No, I should say a 13-year-old girl.
That's not
true.
true.
No. These days, because the girls are on the phone. Oh, God, I'm going to be a TikTok. That's you.
No.
And even when you drive, it's scary.
No.
It's scary.
Do you know that
your daughters are watching
Like
you.
we had an event last
you.
Monday. Thank you for everybody who came out to the event, by the way. It was great at Hat-Tricks.
Demon.
And I wasn't on my phone at all. I was chatting with the people the whole time. In fact,
I was chatting with the people the whole time.
And here's what happened. So can I just tell people real quick, because we had a lot of people come out, a lot of the listeners and people who are watching right now. So thank you for coming to Hat-Tricks.
Yeah, that was fun.
The owners were great. They took great care of us.
That's a cool little place right
it's a
there.
Great place.
What's that considered?
O'Fallon. It's on Bryan Road.
Bryan Road. Really cool place.
Yeah.
Great place to watch hockey, man.
Just a fantastic place.
Yeah.
And Cam just leaves me with his wife the whole time. Okay.
What does that mean? Leave you with my wife?
No.
Well, you're not threatening.
I'm entertaining his wife.
You don't have to.
I have to talk to his wife because she's by herself, like me.
This is my.
No. I'm by myself. She's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
She said that? Wait, she said that?
No, she didn't say that.
Did she say that?
No, she didn't say that.
So she didn't say that.
No.
So the reason. So this is Andy's excuse because he acts like he's a man of the people. He ain't talking to nobody.
Yes,
he
I did.
sat and talked to my wife the whole time, so he didn't have to go talk to people. I know the game.
I talked to everybody.
I know the game.
I talked to
I gave
everybody.
people my fucking. Seriously.
Your cell phone.
I put my. I didn't even know what it was.
Business cards.
Didn't even know what it was.
Out.
I'm talking to the. I'm the man of the people.
Okay.
I talk to everybody about hardcore problems.
Me too.
Okay. Oh yeah.
One,
Kate's problems.
You want to hear?
Did she tell you her
no,
problems?
But there were some other people I talked to.
He's talking to my buddy Jason and Kate the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Get on with yourself.
I got to entertain Kate's wife. Cam's wife. He just leaves her. Could you imagine
part
just
of the
bringing
gig.
your week and just walking away from her
She had
for
her
3
people.
hours?
She had her people. See, this Andy doesn't get it. Like
And,
when Kate,
and
Kate
there
and I
are close talkers there.
Oh yeah, that's
No.
true. No, I know.
Okay. There's some close talkers,
No, I
and
know.
they're close talking on your wife. Cam, he's so aloof, he has no idea.
Well, I'm talking to people. That's why I got paid to
He
go
was
there.
like, can I get some loaded tots? I'm going to eat them over here. My wife's over there, but I'm going to eat here. I'm gonna stay over here. Well, I'll see her in about 3 hours.
Still,
from
like
now.
Andy orders food, and I still have not seen him eat anything. There was he didn't know what to do. I think he know. I've never seen.
I didn't know.
There's two things I've never seen Andy do. I swear to God. One, take his wallet out. Never seen him.
Oh, that's
I've
not
never
true.
seen Andy pay for one thing ever. That's fine. I've never seen him pay for anything. Another thing is, I've never seen Andy eat. Legitimately. Even though we went to a huge steak, I've never seen you eat anything.
That is such false.
I've never seen you eat
That
anything.
is so false.
It's unbelievable.
Well, you see me before
Never.
noon a lot.
Besides the one where he's on here and he's putting a gig on and there's like a bit, the bit where he's eating the fucking protein. I've never seen you eat. I swear to you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You guys all know somebody like that, right?
No.
Usually they're women, but
Cam,
in this case,
why would you say that?
because it's
I was eating that night, but you're not at the table with us.
I'm doing what I'm paid to do.
You're outside.
I'm doing what I'm paid to do.
I don't know where you.
I'm doing what I'm paid.
No. A couple times he just disappears,
You-
and I gotta like entertain the entire
I
place.
need to regroup.
He's gone. I'm like, hey, where is he?
I
She's
need to-
like, he'll be back.
I needed to regroup. But I was doing videos for
Yeah,
I was
I
doing
didn't see
videos
you
for
doing
people.
any
And
videos.
so anyway, it's all good. Hat Tricks, we love you guys, man.
Oh, Twitter came after me again, Cam.
Yeah, you won Twitter the other day, man.
Nah, but
no, I'll pump your tires up because I just chirped you.
They were
You were right on the trade. You were right on a lot of things, and people were fucking tagging me and saying, "Andy, say the cam. Andy doesn't know you chirping him too much." And I'm like, "Yeah," and you were right on everything. So I'll yell out there like, Andy's not just throwing shit in the fucking wind. Because if he did, I'd fucking critique him for it. He's actually doing his work, and he fucking knew exactly what went down. And then he throws out that, oh boy, Mikko Rantanen wasn't happy, and he wasn't happy. And fucking.
How'd you confirm that? What do you mean?
I did my research on it, dude.
Yeah.
I did.
And you heard what Nathan MacKinnon was saying. You think these guys expected this to happen now? And all the media is like, no, the GM said that they've been talking for weeks and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's a fucking mess.
When I said this was a panic move by Colorado, and I had very smart people DMing me and being like, dude, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
When I say they're panicking, what I'm saying is, hey, here we are. It's late January. The trade deadline isn't until March. You got an elite player, a top 5, top 10 player in the league. Some people believe he's top 5. Okay.
Well, look at his numbers.
They say he's top 5. Okay. Hey, he's one of the best. He's got a great wrist shot. Okay.
I would never.
Okay. He's got one of the best wrist shots we've ever seen. Anyway, so when I say they panic, it's like, yeah, well, they had this deal on the table. And they're like, okay, we got to take it now because this is the best deal we're going to get. They're also talking to Vancouver. We want to get this deal done, and we don't want to risk him getting hurt between now and the trade deadline when he's also playing in the Four Nations. So that's like
he might drop out too.
When I say panic move, I'm just saying, yeah, they like, we got to do it now. Listen to the head coach. Look at his demeanor after the game. You think they saw this coming? You think he's happy about it? And all these people that are saying, well, he wants $14 million a year. It says who? He never asked for $14 million. In fact, and I know some people are throwing out numbers, Colorado did offer a contract right around training camp, maybe at the beginning or the end of training camp. It was during training camp. And they came in at David Pasternak's number, which was a little over 11.2. It's like 11.25, somewhere in that range, right? That was the Pasta number they came in at. They did offer or throw out one more number, and there really wasn't a whole lot of negotiating going on. I mean, from what I understand, and I'm not blaming Colorado. Listen, they got to make a business move, decide what they want to do. They've got Makar coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to create another splash, and they're going to bring somebody else coming in. But I don't think they really, sometimes you make this decision, Cam, months ago, and you say, hey, listen, we're not going to be able to sign Rantanen. So they're not really making a full-on effort to try to sign him. It's not like they're calling Rantanen's agent, get into Vancouver, let's sit down, let's hammer this out, let's find a way to get this done. We want to get this done. They did come back one more time. The highest they got to was 11.6, which you can probably assume that's Panarin's number, right? He's the highest paid winger, even though I think Rantanen, when you look at him side by side, I know that, Panarin had that incredible season last year where he had 120 points, but he's never had a 50-goal season, I don't believe. Rantanen's had back-to-back 100-point seasons. He's won a Stanley Cup.
Look what he does in the playoffs. He had more points than MacKinnon.
He's won a cup.
Yeah.
So he's higher than Rantanen anyway. To me, he's higher than these Maple Leaf guys also in terms of Austin Matthews. I know
he's higher than Panarin.
Higher than Panarin? I'd put him higher than Matthews. I'd put him higher than Marner. Okay, just in terms of what he's accomplished.
Yes.
Now, Matthews, great goal scorer, and I love Matthews, man. So I'm not trying to say this guy's better than the other guy. But in terms of salary structure, hey, listen, that's just, how I see it and how I look at it. So everyone's like, wow, just going crazy. The Twitter people just going crazy. I'm surprised he would say that. What do you mean he didn't know? Of course he knew this was going to happen. Yeah, he knew there was a possibility he could get traded, and he knew there was a possibility that Colorado wasn't going to re-sign him, but nobody anticipated him getting moved on the day that he got moved in late January when the trade deadline's still over a month away. Nobody anticipated that. Nobody saw that coming, and it was kind of out of the blue. But when you have another team involved, like Vancouver, who have elite players with Pettersson, obviously, and JT Miller, and Carolina's talking to them, and you got a deal that you say, okay, well, we can get Marty Necas, we can get a couple picks, we can get this Drury kid coming in. Let's go ahead and do this now, because otherwise we don't know if we're going to get a better deal, number one, and we don't know if he's going to get hurt. We can't have him getting hurt when you have this type of offer on the table, so they took it.
So, exactly. That's it.
Come on.
That's it.
Yes.
I read the comments. I'm like, Jesus. And I'm like, Andy was fucking right the whole time. Everybody's like, you're always saying Carolina. No, it is Carolina.
It is Carolina.
You're right the whole fucking
and guess
time.
What? Carolina was also talking to who? Vancouver.
Yeah.
I only said Carolina twice.
Jesus.
I said Carolina with
And
Vancouver,
I don't want to stick
and
up.
I said Carolina
I would love
with
to.
Colorado.
I want to stick up for Andy on Twitter, but it's also nerdy if I do when it comes to that stuff. It's all good.
But
I won't hear in there. But that was good. That was good.
And
It all worked
and all
out.
like the insider, they're all going back and forth, and they're like, no, this guy had it first.
You don't think Nathan MacKinnon right now is like, fuck me? I watched that game, by the way.
Yes.
Necas, he's fast, man.
Mm-hmm.
But like Necas, imagine Necas like he's playing in Carolina. You know, you got Jarvis, you got Aho, you got Svechnikov, and these young guys. Then you go to Colorado, and you're on a line with Nathan MacKinnon, who doesn't fucking smile. And he's like, Jordan, like, you better give me that puck.
He wants that puck.
He wants that puck. And then there's a couple plays where Necas is trying to force it, dude. Force it across for the one-timer. He gets back and stick in the lane. And they go to the bench, and they're isolating everybody. MacKinnon doesn't even look at him like, this, I'm telling you,
and
homie.
You're replacing his boy that he's played with for 9 or 10 years.
Yeah,
that
they
he
won
a cup with.
Get out of here.
And even Nathan MacKinnon said, I thought it was going to go down like it did with Gabriel Landeskog. They waited till the last minute. I just assumed the same thing was going to happen.
You think he's happy?
And he's like, I got to talk to the GM and to Joe to see what went down.
Do you think he's happy?
He's like the face of the franchise. He's uno numero one. He brought you a cup. He doesn't even know what's going on.
He goes, what? I could just see with that pass. I could just see like Necas is in, it's a different demon now, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Andy's got his demons.
You
fucking
have
Nathan MacKinnon's your demon, baby. You better give him that puck.
Hey, and Necas, and he is a really good player.
Really good. He scored 4 points against the Blues.
I know, and he had an incredible start to the season, but he hasn't been great as of late.
Fast,
I think he's got like 2 goals in his last 19 games or something like that. He hasn't done a whole lot over the course of the last 20. So he's not coming to Colorado with a ton of confidence, even though he had 55 points in 49 games when he got to Colorado.
He's a good player.
But playing with a guy like Nathan MacKinnon, you're right. It's a completely different animal. He is the alpha of the alpha of the alpha. He doesn't give
fuck
a
around.
shit.
He's watching what you eat.
Every game is game 7 to him.
Yeah, I like that though,
and
man.
he was going to hold your feet to the fire every time you come to the bench.
Yeah, you want to be the best you can be?
Yeah.
Fucking he'll force
You're
that out
not
of you.
in Carolina.
You ain't in Carolina no more, man. He's staring down your soul. He doesn't
Yeah.
smile.
Now, Aho and Rantanen are apparently really good friends, and I could see that. But listen, Carolina, there's some pressure on them because they did this last year when they went out and got Jake Gensel, and what happened? They didn't re-sign him.
Yeah, I know.
So now they're moving on from a 26-year-old who's under contract, who's more than a point per game guy, and you don't re-sign Rantanen, then that's going to be a tough look for Carolina too.
Yeah.
So can I tell you where I think he's going to sign?
Who? Rantanen?
Rantanen.
Can I guess?
And this is.
Can I guess?
This is not just speculation; it's informed speculation.
Give me a clue.
NHL.
Give me a clue.
I don't want to give you a clue. Just tell me where I'll tell you where he's going to go. Just guess. You may not get it, and then you're.
Are they a good team?
Great team, and then you're going to be like, "Wow, yes."
Dallas.
No.
Really?
No.
Even with the injury with
No. And I'm talking.
Sound bad.
I'm talking this summer. Who's going to pay
Vegas?
Mikko Rantanen? Always a possibility.
Okay.
But
New
that's,
York.
No. And who's going to pay Mikko Rantanen the big bucks? You know where he's going to end
Toronto?
up? No.
Motherfucker.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You want to know where Mikko Rantanen's going to end
Where?
up? Edmonton.
Oh, really?
He's going to Edmonton. How? They're going to be able to pay him, number one. And I think that there would be some interest from him.
How are they going to be able to pay him?
Don't ask me to break down the cap.
That's a bit. Well, I'm just saying. It's not a $5 million guy.
There's some belief that they can make that happen. So you got to look at who's coming off the books and all that type of stuff. Salary cap going up. However they structure it. I mean, you just mentioned 5 teams. How the hell are any of those other teams going to pay him? You know what I'm saying? Everyone's up against the cap. Teams, obviously create space. Players come off the books. The cap goes up. Hey, if the cap goes up the way that it should and the way that a lot of people think that it should, I mean, it's not long, Cam, before we're at 102, 104 for the salary cap ceiling. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So Edmonton and Draisaitl and Rantanen, same agent. And you get some of these, guys from Finland and stuff like that. Listen,
that's a trifecta
they
right
want
there.
to win a Stanley Cup. I feel like it's not long before Edmonton, and you want to keep, Connor McDavid and all that type of stuff. It's not long before I think they're one player away from truly having that ability to create that dynasty.
Is it a
you know
Ford?
What I'm saying?
Is it a Ford though?
Well, they're actually playing really well defensively this season. You look at the categories defensively where they're at, statistically wise. Darnell Nurse, no one's talking about him. He's having a much better year. They actually, you need to probably go out and get a defenseman too. I mean, I'm not going to argue you with that. But all I'm saying is I think if you're Mikko Rantanen, you've already been eyeing potential destinations, knowing that thing. Because during the summer, I think they had reached out to Colorado on multiple occasions. I mean, trying to get some type of negotiating going on. And I don't think Colorado was quick to get back to them right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, the writing was on the wall that this was not going to happen, and he probably wasn't going to sign there long term. So then you start thinking about other potential destinations. Listen, I'm not making any prediction and saying this is guaranteed. I'm just saying watch out. Don't be surprised if he ends up an Edmonton Oiler. And who knows, maybe he falls in love with Carolina and they throw a bunch of money at him.
Well, they might be successful this year.
Yeah.
If they win.
They're always successful in the regular season.
Well, I'm just saying, if they go out and they do well in the playoffs, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know. So that's always a possibility. They have the advantage.
Your third fiddle.
Of being able to talk to him now. Like, he's there. So they have the advantage, and we'll see if they take advantage of it.
Would that be a line? Rantanen, Draisaitl, McDavid.
They just play the whole game.
Like, cool. I don't know. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. I like that Rantanen, though, man. You look at his numbers, though, you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, but I like Edmonton, too. I
too.
don't mind watching them. I'd like to see McDavid eventually get one. I don't know if this is the year or not, but as annoying as all the other Canadian teams are, what I'm saying?
Shit.
I kind of like Edmonton right now.
I tell you what, though, if I was a betting man, I would have bet that Colorado would have lost, and I would have bet that fucking Carolina would have lost because of all, like, the drama in the locker room. And maybe Carolina might be a little different.
Yeah, they're excited.
They're probably more excited. Colorado was like doom and gloom. What the fuck are we doing? Our guy. So I don't know what the odds were. What Vegas threw on that as far as the
was there odds put out there?
I just would. I don't know. They lost, of course, to Boston.
Oh, for the game, you mean?
For the game,
yeah.
Because you think, they got a new player. No, it's more like, well, what the fuck just happened? And it was like an
afternoon game too, right?
Yeah,
they had no time to
thing.
even process it.
You're like, what just happened here? So like, I was wondering what Vegas
their
thought
post
of that
game.
too.
It was like
somebody died.
You thought somebody did, and I like how MacKinnon comes out and just
he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
He was not happy.
And either was Bednar.
He was not happy with Necas on a couple of those plays too. I swear to God, I knew I'm this poor fucking guy, this poor kid just as a wake up call with Nathan. Like, I'm telling you, they show isolating him on the bench, and MacKinnon's just like, mother, yeah, do this, and kind of looks at him. Nate's just like, hi, sir, can I talk to you?
What do you think Natchez is calling his play? What do you think he's saying?
He's like, what the fuck?
He hates me. I don't know
what. He fucking hates me. He's just trying. I felt bad. I could just tell he's just forcing everything to 29. Forcing everything.
Well, and you can understand that. He's probably nervous as shit.
Fucking yeah.
He's like, where is he?
I know. I remember being in practice, and a couple guys would do that to me, like... You'd be in line, and maybe you'd look over and they'd switch or something. You'd be like,
even in the NHL,
yeah,
that's what the 8-year-olds do right now.
Yeah,
they
kind
of annoying when I see that.
And I'm not the only one that's dealt with that too. Like it's funny. I was talking to Scotty Gomez about it.
So like Parisi will be on the. He's like, guys, hey,
more
go
Patrick
ahead and go in front of me.
More like Parisi wouldn't fucking do that because we're the same age. He didn't care. But Patty Aliash maybe
wouldn't go with you.
I'm like, God damn it! And then even if he did go with me, and I had no lane at all because a deer just taken it away in practice, and I decided to shoot, and Marty would save it, and he'd just give me that just a little look. I know what he's doing, just a little eye roll, and I'm like, oh. So I can only imagine what Nate just was feeling at some of those plays.
I hate when I tweet sometimes because then all day long
you must hate a lot of things then because you tweet all the fucking time.
Okay, no, not that much.
Let's go through it.
Okay.
How many a day? 5, 6 a day?
Go through it.
That's a lot to me.
You'll be surprised.
That's a lot to me.
Go through it.
That's a lot to me. 5, 6 a day.
Cam.
Not to mention Insta stories. You tie all that together. You're doing a lot.
I do more Insta stories.
I like your Insta stories.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do more Insta stories.
Kid stuff.
I feel like not just kids though. I feel like it's more like
It's a more
ways
it
to
just
promote
goes
the brand of
away.
the Twitter.
Okay, let's look. No.
Yeah,
Let's look real
go
quick.
ahead through it.
Let me look. I mean, some bitch.
Come on.
You act like you. I don't tweet that. You tweet every day.
I had some random
tweet every
ones
day.
because I just didn't want that. Didn't want to be at the top
Okay,
anymore.
you did a Snuggerud one. You did same day. He did another thing for him going to the Hall of Fame. He did you did Carolina, and you reposted your own tweet, which you do a lot. It's just still one day ago. Miguel Rantanen, another still big win for Lindenwood. We'll give Lindenwood a shot. I'm glad I went through that.
Yeah, now go through. So there's
No,
not much.
it's about 2 or 3 a day. It's all good. Sometimes 6, sometimes 8.
Sometimes none.
Not really.
So yeah,
Not really. It's
Lindenwood,
all good.
give them a shout out because they beat Notre Dame.
Did they win the next
Although
game?
a couple of my buddies who played at Notre Dame, they were not happy to see the celebratory reaction from the St. Louis hockey community. They were like,
Oh, yeah?
He's like,
Wow.
they're sending me text messages. Why don't you tweet out? Because Notre Dame won the game, the second game.
How about you not lose to them?
Don't
then?
lose to Lindenwood.
And you're going to Notre Dame. You'll be okay. Like you got it pretty good. I don't feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm talking about former Notre Dame Irish.
Oh, like what, Neil Kaminowski? He'll be okay too. It's okay. Who gives a shit? They're healthy.
He's so funny, man.
The program's healthy, Neil. The program's healthy.
Mhm.
They're making money.
He's so funny.
You
No,
got
I
some
mean,
smart dudes
because
coming out there.
oh yeah, but Lindenwood. I mean, and Notre Dame's having a down year. It's not like they beat a top 5 team in the country, but still, you go to beat Notre Dame. Anytime, listen, Bill Muckalt, everybody over there,
Jack Combs.
Lindenwood, man, Jackie Combs,
Jackie boy.
all these guys, man. I hope they continue to win. I hope by the time my kid is at the age that
that's
Lindenwood has just a dominant, elite program that kids locally want to go to, make it a destination. That's what you hope for.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids that play hockey in St. Louis, and they have it right in their backyard.
Make it
nice
a
program.
destination.
D1 program in your backyard. How about Petro? He's like, no,
He's like, no, I think
don't
I'm going
care.
to do something else that week.
I'm going to rest.
I have an ailment, he said.
I already have gold medals.
And he might have. I'm not saying he doesn't have an ailment. I'm not saying that he's lying. I do. Listen, because if it was an Olympic tournament, he's probably not doing this.
There it is.
And I think he recognizes, okay, yeah, maybe my body is a little bit banged up right now. I'm going to take this one off, guys. The Four Nations, no, I'm not going to play in
Not
this
going to
one.
play in it.
But I'll play in the Olympics.
You're damn right.
And if you guys don't want me to play in the Olympics,
okay.
Okay.
Done it before.
Done it before.
Won a couple things.
I've won a couple cups.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of money, and
Yeah.
I have a family.
I
and
gotta
I'm just
protect
gonna
my
go
body.
chill with my family.
Sorry, I'm not interested enough.
guys.
No, Andy.
you
That's
know
what it is.
And listen,
No.
I will
Seriously.
say,
In the end,
I
they don't care that much.
I asked him. I've asked a lot of guys. I asked Jack Eichel the other. I mean, what are you guys playing for? Is it like a trophy? Is it a medal? And they're like, we were just talking about that. We have no idea.
Is it overtime? Is it shootouts?
I think it's well, I don't know. It's NHL.
Do they know that? I mean,
sanctioned.
don't you need to?
I don't think we know anything.
I'd say the players kind
I
of need to
told
know.
you they need to get referees still for the games. But hey, the worst case scenario for the league.
I'm
though,
still gonna
What
watch
if
it.
it's like Finland, Sweden in
Yeah.
the final?
It just would be boring.
Well, I'd watch that.
I'd watch all of it. I'm going to
Rantanen.
watch it.
Rantanen. I'd
Yeah.
watch Rantanen.
I'm going to watch every bit of it. I just think the players aren't that excited.
No, but I will say this though: they're not excited, but you know as well as I do, when it's a Saturday night, it's in Montreal, and you have USA about to take on Canada.
Oh yeah.
And they're in the dressing room taping up their sticks. They're getting ready to go, and you've got a full packed house in Montreal. They will bring it, I think, in that particular game. In fact, I've said this to several people. I think Team USA, because led by like Matthew and Brady and these guys, they want to put on a show.
Oh.
They're going to be. That's why I think USA is going to win this.
Well, that's why
I think they're going to be coming out, Cam. They're going to play like it's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. USA is going to take this way more serious, I think, maybe than Canada will. And I could be wrong. Listen,
Canada could look at what happened in the World Juniors and said, "Wait a minute, we got to get back on track here too." That's just
but those guys don't care. Canada will. The hockey Canada will. I
remember going to the locker room with Jamie right after that happened in Minnesota, and I sit down to Schinner. I go, "Ooh,
Yeah.
what went down?" He goes, and he didn't chirp anybody, but he goes, "We still got the Four Nations. We'll see what happens." So meaning like, no, there's still something coming up.
Okay.
So no, they're proud of their They're like, no, fuck you. We stole. We're still the big dogs.
I understand, but now this is their chance to show that they're the big dogs.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But again, and the only reason, listen, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm excited about the Four Nations, but I just the fact that like it doesn't include. All the big time players, man, and Czechia is not involved, which means Necas isn't involved,
big time,
and you don't have Russia. It just doesn't have the same feel as it will.
It's not even close
when we get to the Olympics.
Not even close. That sucks.
So I'm excited about the Olympics.
What if there's an agreement with Putin and Ukraine
last minute,
and all of a sudden they're like, fucking round them up.
Russia's
round them up. Like, okay, I'll pick that team in 2 goddamn seconds. Boom, 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 boom.
I've talked to some Russian players,
boom,
Buchnevich and some of these guys, about how these kids are being impacted by it, who can't play in the World Juniors and stuff like that.
They have nothing to do with anything.
U18s.
They have nothing to do with anything.
If I'm an NHL team, I'm a scout, I'm like, okay, let them back in already.
Let's
go. I don't have to go all the way to like Siberia to go watch some kid play. They can show up at all the big tournaments and I can kill all the birds with one stone. Yeah. I can watch Sweden and Russia at the same time.
Bring them over here, man. You'll pay taxes. A lot of taxes.
We got to go find them. We got to watch them on video.
We want them to make a ton of money over. They'll be paying a ton of taxes, helping out. Damn right.
Although, talking to a number of Russian players over here, they're talking about the food prices over here in the States right now. How expensive it is.
It is. The bird flu or whatever. The eggs are high right now.
Okay. What?
There's like a bird. What is it, Maddie? Bird flu? Is it a bird flu or swine flu, whatever it is? It's affecting the egg price. Yep. And the X, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Get on with yourself. You asked the question. I'm just telling you.
You're wearing a Minnesota Duluth hat today.
Is that what it is?
Any reason why?
Because it matches this.
Oh, good. Your matchy match.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear a hat today because I got to go down to the rink. Cam was so mad last night that.
No, I was just drunk.
Okay, because I'm like, this is not the Cam. Usually Cam's like, let's fucking go. Let's get it out of the way.
Because I've been drinking all goddamn day.
So was I last night, actually.
Oh, did you have a couple? Oh.
I think I had 3, actually.
Got a couple. Pounding wine at my buddy's house.
Box wine.
No. Trav, he don't play around. He's, he sells liquor for a living. Mm-hmm. He's got the nice stuff. Crushing
You went to his new house.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks for Cam never tells me. His buddies tell me that they invite me when they invite him places. They're like, yeah, I told Cam to invite. He never tells me.
Okay, they're lying.
The bonfire,
like they need
Andy.
No,
Jason's bonfire. I was invited. And Cam's like,
everybody at these parties like, where's Andy at?
They're always like, he doesn't want to go.
I can't have fun without him.
He's got so much stuff going on with his kids. He couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, I can't have fun without Andy here. They're just trying to be nice to you, dude. No. They don't care. No offense. It's all good.
Okay, I know that.
I mean, they,
so
they like you.
So how was the game last night? Was it
the game?
Or no, like watching it over it. Do you like watching with a lot of people and stuff?
No, we just had a couple people over.
Oh, good.
But I was just crushing wine. Oh, I felt like dog shit. I got sick the other day, by the way.
I know.
For the first fucking time.
Oh my God, he was sick.
I got fucking sick again.
Oh my God, he had to call. He called in to the Blues. He's like, I can't do the game. I'm so sick tonight, and he wasn't even supposed to be working the game.
Well, that was their miss.
It was.
Yeah. Why would I mishandle that?
I know this.
He told me I was supposed to go, and I'm like, I woke up, and I'm like, I hate to do this because I never miss work. I never miss when I was doing radio every fucking day, dude. I'd suck it up. But now when you're around the team,
oh, that's when you get sick.
But when you're around the team, if you're sick, I don't want to be around any of those fucking people, dude. That makes. It's not like I could suck up anything. If I needed to really suck that up, I'd be coughing the whole time. It'd be really embarrassing. So it just wouldn't work.
If that was a radio show, would you have made it in that day? Really?
Probably. Just because it's like...
No, you were kind of sick, though.
I was nasty. That was too much. Maybe I couldn't do it in the morning. That was too much. But I don't like them... Because anytime you miss work... So if I miss radio and Joey's doing this, Chris Kerber's got to look around and find somebody to do a fucking game with. Mm-hmm. He's got all this other stuff going on with the celebration of Curtis Joseph and all those guys. And
the Hall of Fame
ceremony. Now he's got to go find a replacement for me. There's not many guys out there that can sit in there and fucking do it.
You weren't on the schedule.
I know, but I didn't know that off the bat. Yeah. They didn't tell, so it's kind of confusing because FanDuel's having this.
You were worried that you were hanging him out.
I'm hanging him out to dry. So I woke up early in the morning and I'm like, I got to text him. I go, dude, just heads up, man. I am not feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I just want to know. I go, I have to let you know. All night.
He's drinking box
I was like
wine.
this.
He's drinking box wine all night
I'm like
long.
this. Oh God! And I woke up in the middle of the night. You know, one of those where it's like, God.
Yeah.
The room smelled so bad. I was disgusting. Kate had to like fucking wash everything, air out that room. It's like toxins had to just get out of me, man.
And I just put earlier, about the Carolina. There's just one word.
Andy's getting back to his
Carolina.
Twitter. He loves his Twitter so much.
I want to read a couple of these comments. I mean, people they're coming at me so hard.
What'd they say? Go ahead.
He wants 14 plus. It's like,
how do you know?
It's like, how do you know? I don't even know. I mean, maybe he does. I mean, sure, I guess.
He did come out and say that he would take a lot less.
Hey, I will tell you this for a fact. And we have seen with different teams, I think Sagan and Ben took around the same money. I think they're both right around 9.5. I want to say Point and Kucherov make the exact same. Remember when Taves and Kane signed? They took the exact same.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Rantanen is completely at the level of Nathan MacKinnon, but he's not far off when people have him as a top 5 guy. And you look at his numbers. Statistically, over the last handful of years, it would point towards him being a top 5 guy.
In the playoffs.
If they offered him exactly what MacKinnon makes at 12 points, it's a done deal. I mean, it is a done. He would say, and I don't even know if they had to get there all the way to MacKinnon, but offering him pasta money, 11.2, that probably wasn't going to get it done, and then they got to 11.6. But some of these, I mean, the people they're just coming at me, Cam. Like, I mean,
who cares?
Listen,
when you tweet,
just angry people, but very angry.
But that only does so much. So if you tweet about, and we talked to Gomez about this too, who we're having on, Scotty, and he's like, God, I was in such a hole, with this whole thing, like, because I'm not playing well. Maybe you tweet something wrong about a contract that went differently than what you thought. And you're getting chirped. You can handle that kind of chirp.
Yeah.
You say something that they clip off that we say on this podcast, and then they clip that and they post it or whatever to get you in a jam, to make you look like you're homophobic.
Right.
That's
cancel
it. Yeah, you're not getting canceled because you were messed up on that.
No.
You're not scoring. Okay, you still got money. Like, yeah, people are chirping you, but it's not like they're not trying to cancel you. There's still another level of fucking hardcore, Twitter fans that will try to ruin your career so you don't make any money.
Yeah, one time I made a really bad mistake years ago. I wasn't even like, when people start coming at you, you're like, God, I wasn't even thinking it that way. You know what I mean?
I know.
I just remember
I hate it.
It kind of like was the old like sports radio guy kind of coming out in me. Like when
what did you say?
Well, Gary Pinkel got a DUI. He was like a big time football coach in Columbia, and I just said something like, if this was in like Tuscaloosa, in Alabama, like. If it was Saban, they'd probably like drive him home or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they probably would take him home.
Yeah.
And people are like, he could have killed somebody. You're endorsing him driving drunk. I'm like, oh my God, is that what it means? I'm not saying that at all.
Canceled for that.
I'm not encouraging anyone to drive drunk. I'm not saying it's okay to drive drunk. I'm just saying if this was Nick Saban and they're probably not like arresting
but didn't Pinkel have a girl on the back? It was a motorcycle.
I don't even know. I don't know. This is such a long time
These college football coaches, they hate it now that all the players are making more money than them because they were the king dicks of the campus.
They're not.
They were the king dicks.
They're not making more money than the coaches.
They're making enough money now to where there could be there's not enough bigger separation. If they weren't making jack shit, the coaches are making $14 million a year. They were the king. They're banging all the girls on campus. It's unbelievable.
They're making enough money where like, hey, they'll leave and go make more somewhere else.
They're like, fuck you.
They're like always free agents.
Now they're not like owned by the coaches as much at all.
No, it's probably harder.
Really harder.
It's probably why Saban got
He's like,
out.
get me the fuck out of here. It's not the same. Good for the players because they're the ones making you the money.
You know
they're
what?
The athletes.
I wonder if it's funny because even primetime Deion Sanders, he was talking about that Travis Hunter and he was like, or Shadeur, I think it was Travis
Shadeur,
and saying like, somebody asked him, what if this team or that team?
Oh, he goes, no.
He's like, he's still got one more year of eligibility. He'll just come back. It's not like he's coming back to not make. He'd come back and make $10 million or whatever he's going to come back and make.
Browns ain't. He doesn't want to go to Browns.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Who's
the worst?
The NFL insider. Tell us where he wants
I watched that clip you're talking about.
Where does he want to go? Yeah, where does he want to go?
He's like, it's not where he wants to go, it's where I don't want him to go. That's what he said. And so I'm figuring the Browns.
He's in charge. I love how he treats Travis like it's his own kid too. You know what I mean?
How's he doing?
Hunter
with his
girlfriend, fiance, actually. I don't know.
Pray for him because he seems like a good dude.
Pray for him.
Pray for him. Red flag.
He was 14 plus.
Red flags on that. Cam, you just saw a little clip. I know what I saw. And I've seen this before.
They weren't going to pay him more than MacKinnon. It's like, okay.
Twitter. It is what it is. Did you feel anything the other day, last couple days?
In terms of what?
When you're standing in the house, did you feel anything?
Was there an aftershock?
There's a couple earthquakes been happening around here, just so everybody knows.
I think I felt one this morning.
A couple of earthquakes, little tremors. What does that mean?
I think I felt a couple this morning.
What does that mean?
Well, it means we're right there on the line.
We are on the line.
Yeah.
Goes right up through.
We are on the line.
Right down yonder.
Down
yonder in the goddamn boat hill.
There was a lot of people making predictions that
once you hear rumblings like this, just like when you're around a volcano, and there's a couple of earthquake, little tremors, you're like, God damn, what's going to happen?
Is there?
That means there's some active shit's going down.
Aftershocks.
Boy, shit's going down. So just so you know, I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. In our lifetime, we will see a couple hardcore natural disasters in Missouri.
Oh, stop, dude.
We will see a...
Why would you...
No.
Don't manifest
Let me
that.
say it. God dang it. I told all y'all this. We will see a long-track tornado that's going to hit either in St. Charles in Missouri or right goddamn up Highway 40 in Chesterfield. It's going to happen in our lifetime. That's going to be major destruction, like a Joplin, like a fucking Tuscaloosa, like that. We're going to see a shit kicker through here, and we might fucking be in a goddamn earthquake too.
Okay.
Where the river runs backwards like it did in the 1800s. And he acts like none of this shit happened. This fucking happened 110 years ago. You get rocked, St. Louis. Rocked it. Look it up. Do some research. The fucking Missouri-Mississippi River flowed backwards. It was so intense. We have a fault line that goes right up through it.
It's amazing.
We have caves underneath.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Lots of caves.
There'll be fucking sinkholes and shit like that.
Oh, did you see that polar bear just fall through that sinkhole?
Andy.
That polar bear.
A clip popped up on his phone.
That polar bear, it just,
you know.
My kids were sad. I mean, it's being passed around in my house.
How's the family doing?
About.
Everything okay?
Well, all these executive orders that are being signed.
Well, no shit. You got to switch what happened. That's what everybody voted for.
Is he really arresting all these people?
Well, the rapists and murderers? Yes, he is.
No,
I like how people are like, what about the children? We're saving the children from getting fucking kidnapped by these psychopaths. There's criminals out the ass here. There's so many criminals here from all over the place, and they're deporting the fuck out of them right now. And people are complaining about that.
Are they deporting them? Are they arresting them to send them back to their country, or are they putting them in jail?
You take them. Get them out of here. Why would we keep them and spend our taxpayer money on them? Get them the fuck out.
Where are they taking them?
Back to their country.
How?
They're shipping them back.
How do they do it?
They're on planes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They throw them on a plane.
You're damn right they do. So everybody's like, all these criminals are like, they're leaving the country now because they don't want to get deported and go to jail in a nasty jail back home.
Oh, so you have to go to jail back home?
Well, yeah, or they're going to let them out. Okay, whatever the fuck they want to do.
Because they're wanted in their home country. I don't understand what you're saying. Let
me explain it to you real quick.
Can I ask? Because that's the easiest way for me to understand.
Go ahead.
So
it's the easiest thing in the world.
They arrest these guys either trying to enter the country or when they're already in the country, they go and grab them out of the house or whatever.
These are convicted felons that are here illegally that they're rounding up first.
These are convicted in the U.S.?
In the U.S. and there or whatever. They are criminals that they're getting the nasty ones out first that maybe molested a girl and then got deported and then came back and they're back in the country. These hardcore, they're shipping them all back, and rightfully so. And people are complaining about that, and I just don't understand. Now, there's a couple other things that they're doing where if you illegal, not undocumented. Undocumented means you don't have your wallet on you. Illegal means you came here illegally, and you have a child, they said that child's not American.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, like that doesn't bother me either. Get them out. Like I get that. You got to round up the bad criminals first, and then you go from there.
And unfortunately, by doing that, you are going to take some good ones out too.
No, you're not.
No.
These are criminals.
Are
Maddie, what the fuck am I doing? Why do you keep saying no? Legal immigrants are going to be here.
No,
That's what you do. Good people like what?
Well, are there any good illegals?
You're here illegally.
Yeah.
But they're going to get eventually. There's a pecking order. The hardcore criminals are leaving first.
Because I got some that are very close to me and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if they got picked up or what, or if they're going to be around come springtime. You know what I mean?
Did they like kidnap a kid or are they?
No, I mean they haven't done.
They're probably going to be okay,
but they may not be legal. Is what I'm saying.
I know, but they're probably going to be okay. Like that, they're the last.
So if you're illegal but you haven't done anything, they may not be coming.
Yeah, but you're not paying taxes.
Yeah, I
you
get
know, like
that.
what are we doing?
I'm not.
Like you're hindering
all that.
Like, and then you're like, well, who's going to do all this cheap labor? Remember they used to say that back in the day too. Do I have to remind people? Back in the late 1800s, we were like, well, who's going to take care of everything now that they're going to free this? Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like talking to a goddamn wall. Holy fuck.
No,
are there good ones?
I'm in agreement.
What, good fucking
I
rapists?
am in agreement. To get them,
get these fucking criminals out of here.
Safe.
It's all
make it safe.
And then, like, once it gets down to something illegal, they want to stay here and they worked and like, we'll figure that all out. But as of right now, get these motherfuckers out of here.
Make it safe again.
You know, shut the border down. He did so much in so many days. He went to North Carolina. He went and talked to Gavin Newsom. He's all over the place right now. It is what it is, man. There's people complaining, and rightfully so.
I'm for.
Is your family okay?
Massa, make America safe again.
Your family doing good?
I think they're doing
the household's good.
Yeah, they're doing great. My house is great.
Everybody's happy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
100%. I appreciate you.
Not worried about anything. Good. It's good. No, you know.
McDavid comes back from his suspension. And I don't want to get too much into it because I think the ruling came down when we recorded last time, so we never really touched on it, but I don't want to get too much into it because it's been beaten to death. But I do think he probably deserved 3 games.
Cross-check in the face.
Yeah, and in the future, and the referees didn't do a great job. They should have blown the whistle. He was holding him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, Garland. Holding him down. And I asked a lot of different players, some Hall of Famers, just to get some opinions on this game.
And he's got to find somebody to give him an opinion.
And I think that maybe, and it's easy to say, like, you know, things are happening so fast, Cam. I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, but
no,
things are happening so fast. But like, I've heard some people say, you know, you just drop your glove and jump on them and start punching.
Well, that's what I said. I've said that actually last week, I believe.
You said that about other players too.
Yeah, like anytime, you know, instead of using your weapon, you might as well punch him in the face. Like it looks better.
And McDavid can handle it.
It looks better
against Connor Garland.
It's still part of the game. Fighting, cross-checking in the face is not. You're using your stick. You're using a weapon.
Yeah.
But if you knock his teeth out with your fist, like A, you get more respect. B, you're not getting suspended.
You're not going to get
suspended. You might get a game.
And I like Connor Garland, man. He plays hard.
I'd take him on a team. Yeah, but you know, like it was funny how the Oilers reacted to the suspension. Like somebody shot their dog or something. No, he cross-checked him in the fucking face. I know he's getting held.
I'm looking forward to seeing Taka tonight. I just wish I could really get a real honest conversation with him right now.
He's probably frustrated as shit. They got shit kicked.
Hey, you know what? Everyone complains. I would take that JT Miller right now. There are some locker rooms.
Who would you rather take, though?
I'd take
No.
Oh.
Pedersen. Pedersen, Marner, Rantanen, Miller.
Oh. And that 4.
Pedersen, Marner, Rantanen, Miller. Give me your...
Pedersen would be
Give it
4th.
to me.
Pedersen's 4th. I'm going to put...
Who's 3rd?
I'm going to put JT 3. And
Who's
I'm going to put
Ooh.
Marner 2.
There it is.
I'm going to put Rantanen 1st.
Okay. Winner. The winner, you mean? The guy in the playoffs that dominates. Look at his numbers.
The Cup champion.
Look at his numbers.
I know
he's playing with... Look at his numbers. He dominated in the playoffs. Who else did? Has Miller dominated in the playoffs that much? Pedersen?
Their best player is Quinn Hughes.
Has Marner? I know.
Vancouver's best player is Quinn Hughes.
by a mile.
Look at his point total.
He's unbelievable
compared to everybody else on the team.
I told you, like watching him live, he has the puck.
My God.
I'm watching him. I
How
couldn't
does he
stop.
do that?
I couldn't stop talking about him.
I know.
Every fucking
He was
shift.
incredible that game.
I didn't even talk about the Blues.
No,
I talked about Quinn Hughes the
He
whole
was
time.
incredible that game.
And winning one of his best games.
Dancing. No, I know. But
I've
he's
never
just
seen it.
dancing around.
He is so much better than everybody.
I
It's
know.
unbelievable.
I remember after that game being like, listen, I know Makar is the alpha, and he's the big dog when it comes to defensemen, but like
I've never seen anything like that.
if you gave me the option between Makar and Hughes, I would say, okay, you choose, because I'm just going to take whoever you don't take. I'm
He's
fine.
spinning off of guys and doing this and making little play, and he never loses the puck.
No,
Never lose. It's
I know he doesn't.
Believable.
I know he doesn't. And
He's one of my favorite
And you
players,
can't
though.
hit him really.
I didn't see him get hit. Everybody else got hit in that game.
Mhm.
I didn't see him get hit one time.
Yeah,
Never lost the puck.
I know.
He would just miss goals. He could have had 7 goals in that game.
Hmm.
He would just miss wide,
Hey.
nick off the post, do this.
Can I ask you this real quick before we get out of here? We got Scotty Gomez coming on. I know Scotty's done some other stuff too, which we didn't know about,
we
which
didn't
is
know
all
about.
good, man.
All
But we
good.
just we had a fun conversation with him.
It was a different
It was a
conversation.
different
We
conversation.
really dug into him.
Okay, so Connor Bedard
Sorry.
Connor Bedard is eligible for a
Bedard?
contract extension after this year.
What's
Would
he-
you
what's he finna
like
get?
McDavid
What's he fun to
got
get?
a crazy extension? I think $12 million or whatever he got coming out of. He signed after his second year. You know, you still got to play out your last year of your entry level deal, but you can sign. You're eligible for an extension. Would you give him franchise money at this stage of his career?
Yes.
Because,
Yes, I would.
and you know, listen,
I would.
Jersey committed to Jack Hughes.
I would.
And obviously he's under a great contract now.
I would. I would pay him out. Lock his ass up.
Do you like what Chicago did? They basically
They saved 1.7 in the
they
cap.
saved a little bit of money.
It didn't bother me. People are chirping them.
And they got their third round pick back, which is going to pick, I think, 20 to 30 spots higher or whatever than they would have been.
Yeah, they saved money, and they got their pick back. Everybody's chirping them like they're just in a weird spot right now, man.
Mhm.
They're gonna be okay in a couple years.
But do you
They'll
think
be
that's a destination right now for big time free agents?
No, but it will be
When
they start being more
because
competitive.
I don't think he is capable. He's capable is not the right word. I don't see Bedard being that guy who just is gonna.
Who's he playing with?
He's gonna need some
Who's
players
he playing with
him.
Who's he playing with?
Bertuzzi, Tyler Bertuzzi. I like little. I like
He's
Bertuzzi.
playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Who else?
Well, I think he was maybe playing with Hall, maybe at one point too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who had, what,
Hall's
9 goals?
gone.
Yeah,
He meant
he goes
he
everywhere.
meant a lot to Bedard though.
Yeah, a ton.
But Taylor Hall, which I don't
Been
even
hurt. Doesn't do,
I don't
he has
even
no
love
players.
that pickup for Carolina, to be honest with you.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right, I know. And he had
You
the
gotta go
injury
for it.
last year.
He
He's-
might come up big in the playoffs.
maybe he will. Yeah, I think he did for Boston a few years back. When
He
went
might
to
come up
Boston.
big. I don't
There's
care.
some spots he's gone to where he just looks like a really good player. Taylor Hall needs to be on a good team, I think, to really.
You know what teams I like?
Mhm.
I like teams that are ballsy. I like what Carolina's doing, man.
Oh, yeah.
I like their GM. Might have to get him on.
Eric Tulsky,
The redhead. We might have to get him on.
very smart.
I know.
Harvard.
I know.
Yeah.
He's got red hair. It's all good. No big deal.
Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was.
Yeah, well,
You're the one that brings that
no,
up.
but-
See, it's
no,
always
no, no,
you
no.
that always thinks all. It's
No,
your mind. It's not mine. I just said he had red hair,
Yeah, I
and you're
know,
like, "There's
I
nothing
know.
wrong with that."
You
Why do you?
said
Because you
things
think
in the
no,
past.
you think there's something wrong with it. That's in your brain.
I've heard you say
That's not in
some
my brain.
things in
I'm
the
just
past.
pointing out a fact.
Mhm.
You're the one that
Hey,
twists it up.
can I give Curtis Joseph a shout out?
Yeah, you
I
can.
did a lot of stuff with him this past week. I
He's
was
a
almost
cool
like,
cat.
God, I'm sorry. There's so many things lined up.
Should
I had
put
him on TV 2 games in a row.
Yeah, you did.
Jumbotron. At the event, ran into him. It was great. He's just a very humble guy. And I love the fact that he grew up with some adversity and he overcame it. And then I had him on a what they call the late shift for the Blues. You can check it out on the Blues YouTube channel. We talked for like 30 minutes, but I was sitting there, Cam, after the game. And, Jordan Bennington knows Curtis Joseph. Do you know the story, which is just crazy? Cujo was 35 years old, and he's like, I need to get more mechanical in my game and understand the current fundamentals of the goaltending position. At 35, he goes to this hockey school. At 35, he's already like an established great NHL player. And he meets Jordan Binnington at this hockey school.
Yep.
Binnington was like a 10-year-old kid. He's there at the hockey school with all these kids, like learning the fundamentals of the modern, technical side for goaltending. And they become tight. Binnington obviously knew a couple of his sons, being in the Toronto area. But after the game, and the Blues lost 2-0, and Binnington's numbers at home have been fantastic the last 4 or 5 games. He's been on fire, but he's getting no offensive support. And it's interesting to hear goaltenders talk to one another, elite goaltenders with an elite mind. Because I think Binnington, if you really talk to him, like he's got an elite perspective on how to play the position and on the game. And Cujo obviously does as well with all the experiences that he's had. Cam, I'm sitting right here at the table just like this. Cujo's at the other side of the table. Binnington comes over after the game, and they just start talking goaltending. I'm like, damn. It was very high level, elite level thinking, mental thinking. And I love how Cujo was doing a lot of the talking and basically giving him a lot of advice, man, in certain situations. He's a very interesting guy. Cujo is a super nice guy. He is
really nice.
He was great. It was great being around him this past weekend, man. Honestly, it was great having him back here in St. Louis and seeing him get honored by the Blues. But his whole story is amazing. I hope he gets into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I do too. He's a great guy. Look, it hasn't aged a bit either, man. Still got those big.
My wife couldn't believe he's like 50 something.
Because when you're a kid and you looked at him when you're in St. Louis and he was our goalie, and we were just all obsessed with him because he had the coolest pads, had the coolest helmet, coolest mask, and he's these like thick eyebrows, and he just looked perfect in that mask. As a kid, you look at him like he's so cool looking. His heating pads were fucking awesome. But you know why they name him Cujo? Do you know what that is?
Well, it's from the Stephen King novel.
There you go.
Well, I've done a lot of interviews with him the last 4 or 5
years. I was wondering though because I don't
think that came up in the conversation
because I know you never read a Stephen King book.
No,
it's my boy. Although he's gone wokey poo.
Did you hear this
on Twitter?
So on my Instagram story, follow me on Instagram because I put a lot of different things on my Instagram stories that Cam's talking about. In fact, I put this is the
really interesting.
This is the Stephen King song. And this is Cujo.
Yeah, baby, that's that 80s. Dun, dun, dun.
This is
and he's like this.
This is from Stephen King movie Cujo.
Watch that movie. It's from the 80s, though. It's hardcore.
Is it scary?
Yeah, we named our dog Cujo. My uncle named his dog Cujo.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
It's a shit-kicking name, dude. Yeah. They feel, but a lot of people probably just think Cujo. They don't know that was a badass book.
So remember Robert Dirk?
Really good book.
Robert Dirk?
Yeah.
Longtime NHL defenseman.
He's the one that did it.
He's the one that gave him the name.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was giving him the name after Stephen King.
Because
I think he was just using Cujo.
But he put the dog on the.
I love how Joseph said because his birth mother, he was adopted. His birth mother's last name was Monroe, and he's like, could you imagine if I was Kumo?
Kumo? Who's that Kumo?
I know. But his kids were cool as shit. And listen, we're gonna have him on here the next few weeks. I gotta give him some breathing room, Cam. I've talked to him like way too much.
He's got to chill a little bit.
Give him some space. All right, we gotta get out of here. Scotty Gomez, man, on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. Great stuff we get into.
I always say it was Jamie Langenbrunner that made me cry on the plane.
No, it was Scotty Gomez. He talked about it. What did he?
He chirped me too. He's like,
He's
like, I didn't know our tough guy would fucking cry. Like, I'm emotional,
no,
motherfucker. I'm an emotional.
Way too emotional, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was like bummed out, man. I like all the guys felt like they hated me or something.
Oh,
Jesus.
I've had that feeling before.
Listen, I'm an emotional son of a bitch, man. Whether it's hardcore.
Do you cry pretty often?
I could watch a goddamn.
When's the last time?
I could watch a thing on YouTube and goddamn cry sometimes.
Oh, I do too. If I see like
a doggy, oh god, or a Marine that hasn't seen his kid in a while, and he goes and
a good Faith Hill song or something like that.
Jesus Christ. Andy always has to go extra nerdy. Faith Hill.
Oh shit,
Lord.
Okay. Music will bring. If I see concerts,
you listen to one band, dude.
If I see concerts,
and he doesn't listen to music. Like we act like he's like such a fucking rock expert. You have the way he drives. There's no music in the car. It's nonstop phone calls and fucking this and juggling and goddamn, you got to figure that out.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick keeps
fine.
me focused.
But in all honesty,
First Form keeps me focused on the road.
Kate and I were worried about you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
You know how
that.
you worry about me with things?
Yeah.
And I get that.
Two things. First off,
we worry about you too.
Cam can't even, he has to get a ride down to the game, first off.
Kate chills with
no,
our...
No. He makes her come down to the game. 4 o'clock, okay? He makes her go to this event we have, leaves her there, she just sits by herself. He brings her down to the game. Then we're doing Jumbotron. I'm trying to have fun with him on the Jumbotron. I'm like, hi, Cam. You know,
I said hi!
He doesn't even like play ball. And he's dressed. He's dressed like he's outside in a blizzard. This guy's got a scarf on and a winter coat on the Jumbotron.
That's my jam.
He's like, hi, yeah, the first period was great. There's some great saves, some great hits.
Are you making fun of me?
No.
I never, because if I made fun of Andy on a anything, you'd be so fucking rattled. So now do I not do a good job?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
it is what you're saying.
Coat and scarf
No,
is on.
man, I had to do my thing. I'm like,
you're
fucking,
way
what's
too
up?
dressed way too warm. You're indoors.
No, it's freezing up there.
Well, come on.
It's
you're
freezing.
on camera, dude. You're gonna have to.
It's fucking cold up there.
It's not cold in the studio.
You make fun of me? Did I not do a good job?
For that, I am.
If I
For
said
that, I am.
one
Yes, I am.
one critique
Don't
of you,
do it.
oh my, you would be like,
Don't do it.
what's going on? What do you mean by that? Come on.
Okay. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
Right here, baby.
Cam gets to go home and sleep, by the way, the rest of the day. He was so mad at me last night because I moved it up. 30 minutes we moved it up.
It's fucking early.
Because the game's early. It's an Amazon game in Canada, but we're doing the game tonight, too. It's an early game.
Yeah. It's all good.
Get everything you need from First Form, man. Get healthy, get that lifestyle going in the right direction here in 2025. You can do so many different things, Cam. The energy drinks, the beef sticks that you have today, 20 grams of protein. You get the Level 1
vitamins,
protein shakes, the Formula 1 protein shakes. I mean, the clothing. Listen, get yourself going. And I want to see a receipt. Some people have sent me receipts. Send those to me. I'm passing them on, and maybe you'll get something.
Get a package
sent from First Form. So let me see when you get those new orders in. Send them to us. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Always use our link, man. What's going down at the Illinois Recovery Center right now?
Well, hopefully a lot of addicts are getting help, and I know they are. They really are. Right there in Swansea, Illinois. Remember the place I told you when Andy drove me, which I'll never do again. That's where we were going. My God, ruined my fucking day.
Vertigo.
Seriously. Oh, no, my vertigo came back. Fucking spinning all goddamn day. I should have stayed in goddamn IRC. They would have helped me. Fucking spinning like I'm out. Anyway, it's right there in Swansea, Illinois. Chrissy Ponoff, Eric Conley, man. I tell you what, they do such great work over there. So many people all around this area. Go to IRC, get it done. They'll help you with all the insurance and all that the bullshit that goes with it, the technical stuff. They'll deal with it. They want to get you right. People love that place, man.
Yeah.
They come out of there like, I've never been treated so damn good because they actually care about us here. That's IRC. Illinois Recovery Center, right there. Love all you guys.
Yeah, no question. No question. All right, Blue Note Roofing. Call David Novak today. Turn your average day into a great day. 314-920-5713. This guy is the absolute best at everything, including roofing. Obviously roofing, but he can do windows, gutters, soffit, fascia.
Fascia.
I mean, what can't he do? And Cam's calling him and asking him to hang flower boxes.
I want one of his buddies now take care of him, and I'll give him a big tip.
That's not technically what they do. But
I know. I'm just trying to give him. I don't need my roof done right now, but a lot of people do.
You don't know.
No, I just got to look at.
Because once your roof is over 10 years old, some insurance companies, they're not paying for it anymore.
That's
so
true.
Check to see how old your insurance or your roof is. And if it's approaching 10 years, and if you know your insurance company isn't going to pay for it, call David. Let him come over, give you that free estimate. Get it done while insurance is going to cover it.
Damn right.
I mean, come on, man. 314-920-5713. Plus, I'll talk pucks with you. Loves talking hockey, man. It's the absolute best. Hat Launch and hatlaunch.com, Cam. At Hat Launch, you get what?
Oh, yeah. Well, you get great service.
Best service.
Well, like if you want to...
America's number one source for customized hats is...
Hat Launch. And I tell you what, if you like any kind of like softball team, your kid's baseball team, they'll make all these badass customized...
Your business. Restaurant.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Something you want to all match, something cool, construction company.
Maybe
I
you
see
just
some
want
cool
to put
stuff.
shit kicker on there.
Shit kick a motherfucker on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just walk around like that's what I am.
Yeah, you can do that
You
too.
should do that, Andy.
Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm. Say, I'm a shit kicker. It's all. If you had that on your hat,
dude,
people
everyone
would be like,
whoa,
damn. Whoa, baby, what's up?
Okay, what's up?
What's up? Hey.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
You know.
Cam's mingling over here. His wife is
she's used to
sitting here.
That's what you do when you go to a meet and greet. Like Andy doesn't really. Andy's like, what am I doing? I'm not talking to these peasants. I'm like, no. I go over and listen to all their fucking stories.
Everybody.
You didn't talk to fucking nobody. I talk to everybody. I talk to people about their problems, the ups and downs in their life. I sit there and I listen and I listen. Andy's hanging out with my wife the whole time.
Even little Layla showed up. We love talking to
Yeah, Layla was there.
We love talking to Layla.
Layla talked to more people than Andy did.
She was the star of the run to the Stanley Cup Final. Her and Gloria. Her name's on the ring.
Oh yeah.
Her name is on the Stanley Cup ring.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like inside, I think.
Really?
Layla. I believe so,
She's
yeah.
getting older, man.
I know. High school.
She's like, you talk to her, she's like, she's 32 years old.
I know. But
She's
I
more
talked to
mature
her.
than I
I
am.
talked to her dad for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
Much longer than you did.
I was too busy talking to the Blues fans there.
Trump was talking to that mayor of L.A., by the way.
Who, Gavin? No, Bass. She's like, she completely lied.
We think you can be back into your house within a week. And he's like,
no, it's
that's
18.
A long time.
No, it's actually 18 months because you have restrictions on all kinds of different things.
Call Hat Launch today. Go to their website, hatlaunch.com.
Karen Bass.
Get yourself a new hat, man. We got all the Cam and Strick hats too. They'll make you one as well. So check those out and do that today, please. And tell Danny and Jordan and everybody we say what's
Those are
up.
our people right
and
there.
Tyler, we'll give
Love you
Tyler
guys.
a shout out too.
Oh yeah.
Everyone. Cam and Bellman, you get no.
Swing decks. I tell all y'all that. Okay? All y'all. They got some badass vehicles there, man.
Well, they got Buick. They got GMC.
I like them Buicks.
I could use one of those.
I like them Buicks.
Denali's right now. I'll tell you that.
Andy likes everything I
like a 25.
Why don't you find something different?
Well, I'm not. I don't want a diesel, and I don't want a dually like you.
I don't want to do it either. I'm just saying, if I had a big farm somewhere.
You used to want a dually.
It depends on what I'm doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm hauling fucking horses.
And there was like nuts hanging from it, and I'd never heard of any of that.
Dude,
remember?
Listen, if you're in the Midwest, which maybe a lot of guys, most of you aren't, we'll have big old shit kicking boys and them Dodge Rams coming down Eureka, and they'll have a nut sack hanging off the back of their truck, swinging in the wind.
I had never even seen it. Where I live, we don't have any
I'm gonna
of
put
that.
it on Lori's car.
Oh my God, dude, that is awful. Listen, go to Bellman today in Troy, Missouri, right on the other side of the street. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That would be awful. I mean, please don't do that.
Would it be funny
do that.
if I put a Trump sticker and a ball sack on your wife's car? Would that be funny?
I don't think she hates Trump. You think she does. Just so you know. Cam thinks he knows everything. He knows nothing. He knows everything about nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, your neighborhood's big Trump supporters. Big time.
He wants $14 million. They weren't going to pay him more than MacKinnon. He wants $14 million.
Andy's neighborhood's big time Trump supporter.
All right, let's go. Scotty Gomez, baby. Scotty Gomez on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast, baby. Support the sponsors. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
You wearing a tie? You got to wear a suit and tie?
Me and actually Mott's got in trouble. We, the beginning of the year when our team was no good, no one seemed to care. And then we started coming along, and then they couldn't see my tie on the bench, and Mott's wasn't even wearing, we got like our first complaint that we didn't, and we dressed the same way the whole time, but I guess that shows you when you start doing well, people pay different attention.
That's funny they saw that. So how many players to a room? You got to keep 4 to a room, or is it 2 to a room?
Well, man, I know. I think it's 2. It's these kids are a little spoiled. I think it's 2 to a room. I think we're, it's 2. I mean, I know I had an old teammate visit the locker room, Aaron Schneekloff. He's the head coach of Colorado's AHL team. And he reminded us after the game, we didn't even get undressed. We had to put our gear on or just get on the bus so we could catch a ferry. So we all got our gear on. We just won. And he reminded me of this, and I totally forgot. And then we got undressed in the bus. We ended up missing the ferry. And so they found some hotel by the, these little towns where, and there was like 4 or 5 of us to a room. I totally forgot that. But, I don't think the kids, can handle it these days like we could. Those adversity.
So when people complain about your suit, was it the ownership group?
No, Jan, there was the league. Someone took a picture of us on the bench.
Okay.
And, they called and we were going to get next time we do, I get fined. And the funny thing was, is I always wear a tie and Mach, you just couldn't see it, whatever. But yeah, you start winning, people start complaining because we were losing in the beginning. No one cared. So that was kind of,
I get you.
Hey, did they have to twist your arm to coach this team and like get back into coaching, or were you like, I'm in, baby, let's go, right when they called you and presented this opportunity to you?
No, what happened was that a couple years ago I wasn't really doing much, sort of say. I was kind of on the golf course, and I don't know what you guys are drinking in front of there, though. But I wasn't giving back to society, let's say, and I wasn't doing anything. We've all been there. I mean, after retirement, it's just I didn't know what I really want to do. I mean, I did the coaching, did all that, and finally my business partner was like, you got to do something. You got to do this year. Like, he gave me a number I had to make or whatever. And because you got to do this. I don't care what it is. I talked to one of the teams. It fell through, whatever. And then I told him, it kind of fell through. And he's like, well, why can't you just be like a voluntary assistant somewhere? And I thought you wanted me to make, 50 grand or whatever it was. The number wasn't high. And he's like, no, I don't care. you got to do something, And so I called my major junior team. They kind of whatever. And I called the Surrey Eagles and kind of had a connection with Cam Keith. He played in Alaska, skated with them. And they thought, were like, hey, do you want to come, once a week or a month or, week a month? And I was like, no, if I do this, I'm all in. I'll do it. Like, I'll move down there. And I did. I ran the power play, and it was fun. I mean, I actually billeted 2 kids last year. It kind of grew me up even more. But in saying that, he told me at the end of the year he was leaving. I didn't know if I wanted it. And, it's like anything. Talked to my dad, talked to people, and it was like, I hated half the coaches I had. Maybe it was me. So let me see if I can even do this. And, so yeah, I did it. I was going to try to take Bobby Holik with me. Bobby, because we always talked about if one of us got a job, we'd go. And then Bobby, he was too caught up in stuff. Randy McKay was next. And I wanted to go with someone that I at least, hey, I got a history with, I know I could trust. And I got lucky because Mike Motto happened to call me. We started BSing, and he just called me about something. I forgot what it was. About 2 weeks later, he called to congratulate me about the job. And then he said, do you need an assistant coach? And I thought he was joking. And when I found he wasn't, it's been the greatest thing ever is having Mike Motto with me, and won't even lie on that.
Isn't that important, though, man? Listen, I've talked to Chief about that. Like, you want to make sure you've got people around you, not only that you can trust, but like that after the game that you want to spend time with, that you want to hang out with, because you guys do spend a lot of time together. I mean, it's got to be absolutely miserable to have a coaching staff where everyone's not on the same page and everyone doesn't get along. So that's got to be important, right? Because you guys do hang out together, I would imagine, a lot.
I think the hangout part is overrated. I mean, I think some of these guys in the NHL, it'd be like me hiring Janny just so I have a buddy on the road instead of someone. You know what I mean? Not Janny, but you get what I'm saying? Like, we know we're going to have fun off the road, but I don't know if Janny's going to agree with the way I want to do this or that way. And that's fine. Where I think in hockey, our sport especially, we get caught up in too much of that. It is old boys network. Hey, you're going to hire your friend over someone that probably make you get better. You don't got to hang out with the guy. Janny was on some of those Devils teams. We had success, but all of us maybe weren't as close as it was in the past. That doesn't matter. The matter is the product. And but then there's also what you brought up is you don't get along with the guy, or he's snickering behind your back. You're telling the kid something and there's nothing worse that you got another guy coming later and being like, yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen it done. And that's no fun. I mean, I don't care if I got to hang out with you or not. If you make me better, that's all I care about. But having Mats, yes, yes, we are on the same page. We do live together. It's been a blast. But and having someone that's got your back completely, I've never experienced something like this. And I think if the greatest compliment we'd have towards each other is if you ask the kids who's the head coach, they wouldn't, their life, they wouldn't even know. That's how dialed in. He's got the D, I got the offense, everything. And I've never been with someone so dialed in. I've learned more about the D zone. Our styles are completely different, how we relate to the kids. But in saying that, yes, it's been the greatest experience. I have one of your closest friends be on the bench, and because the other way it does suck. Oh my God. When you can't stand a guy and you're walking in the room with them. And it's just for the fact that maybe he's trying to move up.
Yeah.
And you're actually like, I'm just trying to make Cam Jansen better. Like, I don't, so there's a lot of politics that go into in other leagues and it's like that from everywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to imply
better.
By the way, that Chief only hires his buddies, because that's not what I'm saying. But I do think he sees the off-ice camaraderie or the coaching staff camaraderie, it's important too. You know what I mean? So, to go along with what you're saying in terms of the trust and everybody being on the same page and all that, I get it.
But it's also like, well, I guess we're not saying that because, Chief's going to hire, he's at a standard where he's proven it. Like he knows it. It's also, and this is not Chief saying, but I've seen coaches or I've been with people and from every league that I'm going to hire this guy just so I have a yes man. Just so I look like I'm in front of everyone. And we've all been through it with Cole. Like, I have a guy right behind me that, where you need a guy to shut up. What is that? Or that, and that's I think the difference where I'm trying to say is like, you don't need a yes man. And we've all been on teams with, won't give names and stuff, but we've all been teams.
There's got to be a lot of that because you see head coaches right off the bat, even when they get hired mid-season. We've had guys that we brought on here who say, I'm looking for a job, but and so is with me. Wherever I go, this guy's coming with me. I could see that, for sure.
Well, a lot of it too is a lot of it, and that's financially different for everyone. Where maybe some of these guys have to be a yes man. I mean, this is their livelihood. This is their paycheck. Yeah. This is you got to walk the line. Where then there's other guys like me, or not saying I was, like F you. You asked me the question. I don't know if it's the right answer, but here's my opinion on it. And that's where you need that. And that's the healthier staffs. I believe that.
So you were so opinionated, and ballsy, even at a young age with coaches and players. Like we all heard the stories with all that stuff. And you just had you're oozing with confidence. Are you coaching any guys like that? Are they snapping back at you? Are they listening? Like, do they have any cruising around?
I think, that was important too. On the ice, it's like when I made you cry on that airplane that one time. On the ice, they ain't saying anything, Janny. Like this, But the rule here is as soon as we step off the ice, you can go tell Gomer to, hey, they got to feel the locker, because we've had coaches that maybe I'm hard on them on the ice because I want it done this way. Hey, this is, whatever. But there's nothing worse when you have a guy that's hard on you on the ice and then he hates you off the ice. Yeah. And you just feel it, man. We're all like, so that was the one rule with these kids is that, no. You're having a junior experience. I got one job here is to make you better if that works. But you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to understand that I'm not your friend, but later on I'm going to be a close friend. But once we get off that ice, we're a family. Like, hey, I'm talking once that foot is off. I mean, I've got in a kid's face, mother, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as we're stopping off the ice, like, hey, what's up? What do you got going? And they know that now. They're trained for that. And that was the main thing that I wanted. I want, hey, I've been there, done that, but we're going to step on the ice. There's a way, there's a way to do this. There's a way you want points. This is how you get points. You want, maybe you're not a point guy. Maybe it's the first time that someone's telling you got to play this way. And I think the first thing that I established with Mott's was like, do not have your parents or your advisors call me. Do not. Like, you're in juniors. Like, you grow up, you come in this room, and I'll tell you why you're not playing. Like this kid out of the lineup the other day, and he goes, why? Well, did I do something? I'm like, yeah, you haven't done anything. That's why you're out of the lineup. And his face was just kind of, I'm like, hey, we've all been there, but what do you want me to lie to you? Like, we've all had that lie. Oh, Cammy, Jenny, just keep doing it. Yeah, okay, no. Or, like, hey, you're not doing anything. You're not in the lineup. I don't know what else to tell you. But, and we had one kid, like, you're not in the lineup. Like, don't cry. Like, do something. Like, you should be, like, looking at me being, I'm going to shove it up as I'm going to tell you, like, hey, whatever you're doing. And that's been the fun part. But as far as, like, do we have a couple kids? Yeah, off the ice, they think they can bring it. I got to pat them down a little bit, but we got some smart asses. They got, and that's the fun part. I mean, like I said, hey, I don't, if you got a good line, come bring it, but don't forget, I'll make you cry. Like, but once we're off that ice, nope, it's, hey, the door's all, hey, like we were supposed to have fun. And the group's been awesome.
Have you made kids cry?
Made me cry.
No, I mean,
besides Cam.
one kid, Janny was, we were in the NHL. That's even more embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
I was ready to cry because I didn't know Janny was going to.
Oh my! I feel like you're not the only one.
You got me. You invited Zach Parisi.
I was like, Janny, hey, if he gets on me, I'm screwed.
I was devastated.
Daniel's not going to help. Like, yeah, so
I was devastated.
No, one kid, he was in the lineup and he came to work out, and I love these kids, and I grabbed him and I just told him, I was like, and then I could tell he was crying, and I'm like, are you crying? And he's kind of like that, and I just kind of snapped on him like, hey, that's not the reaction. Like, it doesn't. You're in juniors. It doesn't work. Like, you're gonna go on to the next level or whatever. You can't cry. Like, meaning, hey, you gotta. This is something you gotta build off. Like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna go out there and do whatever. And the kids played great, not because I don't want to take credit, but it is funny because Janny knows me in that regards. Where now every time I see the kid, I'm like,
yeah.
And he loves it. They love it. The personality is, hey, we have fun. There's no question. We have fun. And if you asked my players, it'd be that's, I don't think there'd be any that would say something bad, like, meaning they've enjoyed this. They really have.
Can I ask you if you look at coaching like any different? Because you kind of joked that you didn't like a lot of your coaches. And I could see that, but do you look back at your coaches that you had and you're like, wow, they had to deal with a lot of shit. Like, it's a little different now being on the other side. Do you look at your coaches that you had any differently now for, dealing with you, a player like you too, a hard-headed guy?
That's a great question. Not really in regards because of, I think, we got to the highest level possible that I couldn't go any higher. That's the job I picked in life. I couldn't go where I expected the guy leading like that. So it was unfortunate for me, I came into the Devils right away where Larry Robinson, it was there. I thought the whole league was like that. I thought just, it's not till you go to or other organizations, and you're like, a guy's late for a meeting, or like, what, this guy's, stuff like that. You took for granted. But it wasn't until I really, until I had Adam Oates as my coach, then I got the game where I was like, this is the way it should be. This is the standard. So I look back at some of these guys, no, not at all. They're great guys. They have friends with them, whatever. But it wasn't, it's like me and Bobby Holik. That's why we were so close, and still this day. I was talking, being a smart ass or whatever. I was actually asking a question. Like, okay, we're going to win the Stanley Cup if you go through this window. Okay, we're all going to do it. But, like, well, how do we do it? Do we screw these first? Do we this? And then that was bad. That was bad, the question. That was, maybe some of the code, I asked the coach one time, hey, what do I do out here? This team did this. And he just looked at me, and I'm like, okay. And then the next day I come in the room, and he's got the GMs, this and that. And then he shows me the clip. And I was just like, dude, we don't play that team again. And I was like, well, I needed that last night. Like, you just did, like, and I didn't call him out or anything. I never did that in front of teammates, but behind closed doors, it was like, don't do that. Like, hey, you're supposed to be, make something up.
Yeah.
Like, just be so, as far as, no, I don't, I'm still friends with, I'm not pointing any coach out. I wouldn't do that. That's my job. But no, I don't look back and say, I think behind the scenes, yes. Like, when I didn't score 100 games in Montreal, I'm making all this money. I'm sure they're behind there going, what the hell? What are we doing with this guy? Like, yeah, a bunch of that, of course. But when it comes on the ice and to make someone better, no. I look back at some of these guys and I'm like, what were you even doing here? Like, and that's just, and we've all had that. We've all had guys that, no, because once I've had certain standards with, Larry Robinson, Slav Fatisa, Pat Burns, Adam Oates took it to a complete different level. I didn't get to play for him, but talking to Jacques Lemaire, just going over stuff with him in the game. Like, yeah, those were guys that, and I think that's just the standard that it's got to be. Like, and I don't know if you guys have had, I think you guys had Oatsy on.
A couple times, man. Yeah.
He coached me too, yeah.
We're talking, I've never seen a guy that is so good with third and fourth liners.
Oh, yeah.
Make them better. And it's like, one time I asked him, I was like, you were as a player, like, what makes you such a good coach? And he broke it down to me because, we're obviously pretty tight. And he said, hey, don't forget the third and fourth liners got to know that they're trying to get up to the third and second line. They need love. And we got guys that just go out there, hit. The coach just tells them to hit. Well, now you got a guy telling you how to. We all know Janny's coming in the corner, right? Everyone's going to tighten up. But now Janny's learning how to stab it or move it. Why? So he's giving me a second to go get the puck. That, you know what I mean? Like if I'm playing with Janny, now that we look back, I'm not dumping it in. The only place I'm dumping it in, if I have to, is Janny's corner. Because we all know what it's like to have this guy come, like, and this little stuff like that you heard and learned from the third and fourth line. Because now at that point I'm on those lines and I was like, man, that I've never been told that. That makes complete, like, don't dump it on this side. We all got to know we're dumping it in Janny's side because it's scary to play against Janny. Yes, it is. So what are these D thinking? All Janny's got to do is give me a second. Like, Janny, don't go in there and hit the guy. Just hit the puck. Play the puck. So now I got the read. Now we go like that. So that was stuff like that. That's what we, we're with our kids. But a lot of those coaches, I mean, work hard. Go out there and work hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move your feet.
Yeah, move your feet.
Move your feet. Get in there.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Come out with the puck. Create space. He's saying create space for those that are around you that are better than you.
OT's so fucking detailed, man. Like the little things.
Yeah.
Things on the wall. I mean, you see what he does now. I mean, he can coach now if he wanted to, but he does. He's got his own shit going on, dude.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not. I don't even lie. Like our team is. Basically everything offensively. Mott's is different, but offense, we go through Adam Oates because why? He's the smartest guy I ever met. So Oates, he goes over my stuff. If I need questions, I'm on his. Because it's just like I said, the information. Well, this guy can provide how, like, just the angles. It's just how to teach it backhand. I mean, and I got to do it. I got to play for the man. So but yeah, everything we do is offensively. We learn practice. It's basically from Adam Oates.
Yeah, and he has been brilliant, and we get an amazing response when we have him on. I'm watching that Kucherov last night, and he works super closely with Adam.
Yeah.
I can just see the little intricacies, when Adam talks, like the puck is hardly on his stick. Like once he gets it, it's off his stick, so quickly. Like his ability to anticipate the next play and see the next play before it happens it's unique. There's not many players who can do that in today's game,
Well, do you know how me and Oates kind of became close? I was going to play my 1,000th game. And, I fought back. I tried out. I worked out with Vladdy again. I'm back on the Devils. I'm playing.
Yeah.
Peter DeBoer, always owe him for, I'm playing back on the first line with Yogs. We're playing like 18 minutes. I went from like out of the league down playing 18 minutes. And we're still not winning. So that wasn't fun. But all right, I'm kind of back. Well, DeBoer gets fired. And then they bring in Oates and Scotty. And right away, he looks at my curve. Anyway, I'm playing my 999th game in the Garden, so my next game will be in 1,000 at home, and that wasn't really a big deal. But it kind of certain guys like Valaket and other guys made me kind of, hey, that's the goal. You're so close, just do it, whatever. Anyway, OT, I'm on the power play. OT comes in, and man, I'm on like the fourth line, no power play, and I'm just like, oh my god, here we go again. Like I'm gonna start over. Like, hey, if you don't have a coach that doesn't believe in you, we've all had that. Like it's tough. It's tough. So. Now I'm like, oh man, this is just, things were going so well. Now it comes back. Well, we're in the Garden and this man says two things. And I always wrote everything down and stuff. I kind of forgot, but he said something that I was on the bench and I was just like, oh shit. And then he said something else. I was like, oh my God, this guy gets it. Sajak was the only one that I was with him sitting next to Trav. And I'm like, dude, this guy, and he's like, yeah, this guy is that smart. Cause they had him before. So the next day at practice, Oatsy's there, and him just by the boards, just got that look, and I skated over to him, and I was like, "Hey, just so you know, whatever. You were one of my favorite players growing up. I'm not an ass kisser, but my game, it's whatever." And he's just like, "Yeah." And I said, "But you said two fucking things on the bench yesterday that not one of these guys understood. I did." And he kind of looked at me and I'm like, "Just whatever." And then I went on a 2-on-1, and this is literally. Faked it over, came back and put my backhand, and Ryder just took a top shelf. And he, right then and there, he was like, oh, this kid can make a backhand pass. I was back on the power play and stuff. But yeah, Otsy's first week on the job, man, I was like, oh, this is going to suck. So now I'm running this power play. Funnest time of life, running both units. And so our unit's here, and we have a young kid. He's having trouble getting it in the zone. And so I said to Oatsy in front of the team, because now I'm starting to feel comfortable with him. It didn't even matter, but I said, hey, why don't you just let G Love pick the puck up? Because all these people are paying to see the G Love skate it end to end. and get in and get on and get in. Because once we get in, whatever. And I started joking around, but like, and Hotze goes, yeah. He goes, and why you do that? Keep skating and come all the way around, and then you come right next to me on the bench and you sit right there. And you just it was awesome. I was like, and but as he's saying it, he just kept walking. He didn't even move stride. He just said it, and the boys, we all loved it. And I said it joking around, but then it was stuff like that. I'm like, Hotze, why can't I just go pick it up? I've been doing it my whole career. And he's like, Gomer, you're 35. I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay. What happens when it goes down again? I'm like, yeah. He goes, no one understands how tiring that is. And now you got to, it's just little stuff like that. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, just the camaraderie we all had with him, it was great. And we still, a lot of us still, you have hockey questions, we go through Hotze.
What about, did Lou see the team the other day? Did he come and give a little speech to the team?
Yeah.
How'd that go down?
Well, when I got the job as GM, and I had to go through Lou for a couple of things. I mean, this kid wanted to get traded, and so Lou, our relationship's always been high. But I every time when I said I wanted to coach, I wanted to have a picture of him. So there's a big picture like this big, and there's one where he's just got that scowl that me and Janny saw every time, and then you turn it around, and he's got this like smart ass look. So I called Kimber, the PR guy from the Islanders, and I called Lou, and I was like, hey, can I get permission to do this? And I think he kind of liked it. He's like, so there's a big picture because I want the kids to know that we had to deal with, like, they got to look at this because, so anyway, yeah, the Islanders were in town. A lot of times when teams are in town, take the guys to pregame skate. And yeah, we had Lou talk, and it was funny because these kids were, for me and Mott's, and they've heard the stories. They've heard, the guys are fans of Janny, and I'm like, I think I told him the phone call when you call.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The boys love that one. So, because they're always watching. So, I giving them examples of like what we kind of grew up with. I don't know if you've ever told them. That was one of the best.
He's told us. One of the best stories ever, man.
It's actually god awful what they did.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that it's him and how it played, and that it's Lou, of all people.
God awful.
And then he got called up for his first game the next day. Like, it's crazy.
It can't. And then so, but anyway, he came down, or we're in the box, we had to go talk to him real fast. And he came over and talked to the guys, and they were just like, well, and then, they were, they had collared shirts, made sure everything, but they said, hey, this is our standard. This was the guy that, the guy was, I didn't agree with a lot of things with them, still don't. But as far as like running an organization when you're younger and the things you need to learn and how to be, I mean, and Janny can attest, it was just, it made us better as players and people, just seeing that. Because if you would have let a guy like me and him on other teams right from the get-go, we still had fun, but yeah, it's.
Hey, and we've heard that. I've heard that from so many different people who've come on here who know Lou too. So I'm not surprised to hear that. Hey, but you're there in the Vancouver area. What's your take on all this drama going on? Like how do you read into that as a former player? Now as a coach, like, do you experience any of that of guys like hating each other where it becomes such an issue? Did you ever experience that as a player? Like, what's your read on the whole JT Miller-Pettersson situation there?
It's funny because I really don't watch hockey, but I had to now because of like the whole, and so, okay, you see this stuff going on. And now obviously, like I said, it's a tight unit group. So the kids are always at like, Gomer, is this true? And the only difference is like, we don't know. One, and it is in a Canadian city. Yeah. So me being in Montreal, I remember one time a guy came up to me and said, is it true at your house you had a party the night, which there's guys over and around, and you and Andre Kostitsov got in a fight? And I'm just sitting there like, what? And he goes, that's now the media is all in there. And I said, yeah. I go, we did, but Sergey, because his brother was there. I go, yeah, but Sergey pulled out a knife, and then I had to get a bat, and like, dude, these guys are just. And I'm just making it up, but it's also you, F you. Who's starting this? I'll nip this right away. And we've been in locker rooms where Janny knows, like, it depends on the city. Like, if this is happening in New Jersey, no one cares. Mm-hmm. No one cares. But Toronto, Vancouver, these Canadian cities, so a lot of it is just built up. We don't know the truth. They probably do hate each other. I mean, we've had teammates we can't stand. It's just what it is. Now, whoever leaked and got out, you're the guy that, and a lot of times, who knows if it is someone else leaking it out? Just the fact that it takes pressure off me. I haven't done anything. I haven't, I'm doing nothing. As long as I get the pressure off me, oh yeah, Janny and Gomer are going to fight. Janny and Gomer hate each other. Who knows if guys do that in the locker room? I've seen guys, love other guys' misery just for the fact that it's not on them. But that's the whole point. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of those guys in that room. I can't sit here and say, it would get old. Yeah, it would do better to get old if you're a teammate. I mean, at the bottom line is we're losing, but we're going to blame these two, or like one of you guys come out and say what the hell happened, because I'm getting sick of answering the same question every day of these two. That's the bullshit, or the BS part on maybe if there's a problem, those two got to address it and not joke about it, because as the other teammates, I'm going in the room every day in a Canadian city and I have to answer what's wrong with this team because these two guys, whatever, supposedly don't like each other. That's BS. But like you said, none of us know.
Right.
None of us in that room. Not. We don't know. We don't know.
No, but there seems to be a lot of drama, man, with the Canucks year in and year out. If it's not one thing, it's another thing. And last year, Tocchet came in. It was kind of smooth sailing throughout the year. They were winning a lot of games. But before that, the whole Boudreau situation, you've had a lot of drama, man, coming out of Vancouver. So I'm not shocked to see what's kind of coming out of that locker room now. It's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate anything because people. I get asked all the time by our kids, and it's still the same thing. Like, dude, unless you're in the room, they're like, this is their job to make money, print stuff. They're not bad. Hey, it's their job. It's their job, and they're going to run with it. And when you're in a Canadian city, it's every day. Every day. Why wouldn't you keep? It's just so no. We don't. I don't know what the drama is. I don't know. Why don't you guys worry about quit changing your power play every 2 seconds because it's not working or something like stuff like that. I mean, if you want to critique the game, but that's got to get old for those guys. I'll tell you that. I mean, just every day, just hearing that. If I'm Miller or if I'm Peter, I probably want out of there.
Yeah.
Just the fact, if it is true, I don't know the kid, I don't know his personality or anything, but I've been there where it's every day, man. You can't even go anywhere. People are just looking at you like you got the plague or sorry, it's
I'm guessing that's Montreal. Were you just
Were
you just fucking hiding, just like, I want to hang out with the guys, come over to my house?
No, it was never that because we were younger and guys still went out. I'd still go to like these 2 restaurants that I always went to even before the shit hit the fan. But I mean, it was like literally, and that's, we talked about it before, Pat Burns and Joe Noon saved my life in that regards where, I used to love reading about me all the time. And then he grabbed me in the plane. I don't know why I listened to him because of Joe Noondike. He was a stud. I mean, the guy was awesome. And Burnsy, they're like, you got to stop. Don't, I don't even know why I clicked. And I just kind of stopped. I didn't read it. And I got what he said. It was like, one day you might end up in a Canadian city. And that, and I mean, dude, people would look at me in the elevator, man, in my apartment and just be like, is today the day you jump off a building? I'm like, I don't even know. Like one time a guy interviewed me and the players were all just like, I think it was like PK came up to me. He's like, are you serious? He's like, why did you talk to him? I'm like, who is that guy? And then PK was like, you don't even know who that is? I'm like, PK, I told you, I don't even, why, who is it? He was like, that guy's got a blog on you every day of like this, you know what I mean? It just kind of, I didn't know. I didn't, and because if I did, Cam, that if I did, I probably would have had a breakdown. I would have dropped I guess it was that bad. But I mean, I know everyone outside, my friends, family reading it was just, and that's why it made me a better player, better teammate. Just the fact that, you can ask the young kids, mine didn't change with them. I didn't change with them. But, when it came to certain, I'll take it. Hey, life was like this. Life was like this. Man, I didn't know.
It happens, baby.
I didn't know what the guys were doing down here. It was like,
welcome, Scotty.
Hey, it was like, because I remember the best thing someone asked me, they're like, what's it like? And I'm like, dude, every day's been a Saturday of my life. I go, I finally know what a fucking Tuesday feels like, man. So it was a lot. Hey, and it made me better. It made me more, I was always a team guy and this and that, but dealing with certain kids now and anyone, you don't know what it's like, have you been booed? Man, I had a whole province just mock me for whatever, hey, so I'm still gonna, we talk about, there's people dressing up as Mexicans in the building and they're talking about racism. I'm like, well, where were you guys? Where were you guys that year? I get mocked every fucking way. I'm like, they're like, are you gonna? I'm like, I don't care. Hey, whatever. My pay. But yeah, I mean, it's and your your ability to talk shit changes. To tell you that, because now guys with I didn't start anything, but now guys are like, guys would say something to you on the ice, and yeah.
Do you recall a specific example of somebody talking shit to you on the ice when you were at your lowest point?
Someone said he was talking shit to me. I didn't say it. I mean, I'm like literally just he's talking shit to me. And first of all, he doesn't sound good. Like, it's kind of like, that's like, you're not even good at this. Don't do that. And I think you had to come up with something. And I think I forgot who told me that, but anyway, I was just like, yeah, I'm rich.
Yep. 2 cups, baby. Sit the fuck down,
Calder. No, just like,
Calder, sit the fuck down.
The guy's trying to get more of me. I was like, dude, I'm straight rich, homie. Like, fuck.
No shit.
Now, Cam knows me. I don't want to say that. But the guy's trying with me, and it just cut the conversation out. He's like, I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So there's been a couple of times where guys would, not really, because I wasn't, by that point, you realize you have all these friends on the teams and different teams, and they know what kind of teammate you are, they know what kind of guy you are, but no, I mean, it's no one. A couple guys tried, and it was just like, hey, cool. Like, yeah, what do you want me to do? What do you like? Yeah,
2 cups, and I'm fucking rich. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude, I don't know why I just had to say something, because me, I'm not going to say nothing or anything. But the guy was like, said that, and I was just like, straight rich, Holmes. Straight rich.
Straight cash, homie.
Rich.
Yeah. I was like, yeah,
do what I want.
Dude, and that's why I tell some of these guys that are struggling, like, dude, if someone brings up something, tell me, mention it now. Does that make you prideful? No, but in the art of talking shit, in the life of talking shit, you say whatever you say to end the conversation. And I'm like, this, like the players, a kid goes, the other day, whatever, he goes, oh yeah, that's because you're bald. And I was like, get in the room. And he comes in the room, and I'm like, okay, act like they were going on some trip or doing something. I'm like, act like you're not allowed to go, and act like I'm pissed, because he knows I'm not. I could care less. But anyway, so he gets out of the room, and he's like, now I got like 3 guys coming to me and being like, dude, he didn't mean to say that. He didn't mean to say that. So now I got to go in the locker room like, okay, losers, gather around. I have no hair. That's the obvious. Are you going to be that guy that states the obvious? I'm like, if you're going to play for me, you're going to learn how to talk shit. Like, I can't make fun of some of your nasty haircuts you guys got, because I got, and the way I walk. Because we also know I cannot comment on those 2 things. Everything else free game. But as long as you're my players, you ain't going to be, oh, really? No. I was like, no. Oh, my God, I'm bald. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. So the boys are, loving it where hey, not only you're going to play for me, you're going to get a whole lessons of fucking. Hey, you got to learn to talk shit, man. Don't state the obvious.
But Scotty, what's your advice though, man? Like, to a guy who goes to play in Montreal, who had been who'd been around, in the league for a while, but in a much calmer market. Now they're going to play in a heavy media-driven, heavy scrutinized Canadian city. Like, what would your advice be to that player?
It would be like, how much are you making? Because that's one of the standards. They're going to. Jacques Lemaire said it best. He's like, you're going to be. Came close to Jacques, and he goes, Lemaire said, you were fucked. You were fucked right away. That salary you're making, like, people are going to expect you to score whatever. You find out that who your really close teammates are. You find out guys that understand. You find out your vets. You're going to find out who, like, when I was going through that, Randy McKay called me, Bobby Halik, Turner Stevenson, Jim McKenzie, Ken Danico, and it had nothing to do with hockey. Nothing. It was, kid, how you doing? You okay? And I'm like, you're just hearing their voice, are you okay? Are you fine? I'm fine. I mean, because, they're the ones all reading this shit. And saying that, yeah, it's like anything. Your teammates, you got to have someone that's actually going to come talk to you. Like, and no one did, because it's like, you got the plague, man. No one wants that. But you do learn, like, wow, if a guy is down, like, hey, just, the old days, take him out for a beer. Something, hey, I'm with you. And there's just stuff that, as long as guys got your back. I mean, that's, and I mean, do I feel for people that have gone through it? Yeah. You don't know what I mean. Unless someone's there to actually help you out and, like, talk you through it, or no one knows what that's like to be, but do you feel sorry for yourself? Fuck no. Nope. I still get a paycheck. I'm a grown ass man. You know, I learned like Lou talked to me. There's certain, no, I mean, as long as I didn't change my standard. Now it'd be a different story if I was going out partying every night, doing this and that game. I still can't explain it. What the fuck happened? Like, how did I not score? I mean, like, it was whatever. I wasn't a big goal scorer anyway, but it one of those things in life that, hey, I learned a lesson. Like, I'll never let a guy feel down. Never let a guy, you know, because man, it is a lonely world down there. It scares me thinking about it right now.
Yeah, no, I know. It's better to go through it without like, there's different variations of that though, of hell.
Yeah.
You know, yours is like, you're going to get chirped, you're not performing, but some guys might say something stupid on Twitter and people think they're like Satan. And, you know, then people really want to cut themselves away because maybe they fucked up on a pod or whatever that is. And you got to dig yourself out of that hole, which is even worse. But man, I get what you're saying. Hey, how was PK Subban? You get along with him?
PK was, so the sizzle comes in and the kid's good. I mean, shit, he could help us out. Anyway, and it's PK and I was same as I was with you. I was, you know, and now he's lighting it up. Montreal, like, give you an example. There were certain things like we have this event, whatever, and the parking lot's packed and PK's late. You know, and everyone had to go around the parking lot, whatever, because to find a parking spot. I forgot what we were doing. Someone was like, and here comes PK, and like he just parks right in the handicap zone. Right in the front. And I'm like, and no one, so I run downstairs and he's just looking at me. I'm like, get the fuck, you know. He moved right away. He's like, he was scared he was late, whatever. But another time, I think we were down like, you know, 5-1 or whatever. PK scores and he gets down and does this. And I grab him and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and he's just going, and then, but of course the media, you know, how dare Scott Gomez yell at PK? How dare this and that, like, you know what I mean? But no, I was hard on him since day one because I saw what his potential had, and we're still great friends. It's still, you know,
that's two big personalities going at it, man.
But it, you know, it was, and he did, you know, there was a thing he, you know me, I don't get played too much, but he got me as a rookie, and I don't know, he got me as a rookie, and it's a great story where I actually had to like.
What? What do you do?
PK was, I mean, you know, he was a star. I mean, he was whatever. And anyway, I was kind of dating this girl, let's put it that way. And PK came in the room and, you know, he said he had some fun with someone and I wasn't paying attention. I was just acting like I didn't know. And then he was basically describing this girl. And I'm just like, but I'm not showing it because, like, I don't know. I think he told 2 of the other rookies, so they're looking for me to respond, and I'm just sitting there like having coffee. But meanwhile, my legs are shaking, my body. You know, I'm like, I gotta go get my phone and find out if this is true. So PK keeps going, and he's going. He's like right behind me. He's just explaining like exactly, and I'm just sitting there like you know, just not even biting. And as soon as it was team stretch, Danny, I mean, I got up, ran to the phone, like texted him, like, oh, you know, and anyway, go to team stretch, act like nothing's happening, come back to the phone, and this girl's like, are you kidding me? No, like, absolutely, what the? And I turn around, and PK's right there, and he's like,
wow,
gotcha. I mean, dude, oh yeah, he got me. It was the only time that ever happened. But as far as that, no, I was, it still was. I mean, you know, I love the kid. We're great friends, and me towards him never changed because the potential. But he also is a perfect example of, you know, they gave him the keys to the car to her, like, and then, you know, when things were going bad, they were blaming him. It was like, no, you guys let him, you know. But as far as like teammate and everything, I mean, you know, he was a good kid, and he still is. He's still a great friend of mine.
And people need to know, like, when you're a hockey player in juniors all the way on, like, guys will step on your fucking toes. You know, there's some fucking dirty motherfuckers out there. So you don't know what everybody is. So I can only imagine you just sitting there like,
well,
God damn it.
You know, when I say dating, I wasn't.
I know.
So she wasn't like but man, Jenny, it was like, because, you know, he was a young kid. He was having fun. He was having a fun time. And I mean, but that was the question: is, you know, did he ever, like, he got me? He got, like, and he always did this one thing with me, like, player, like, and he just yeah. I mean, and he was all right. I mean, the stories with him is
That's
just
cool.
it's and he's done a great job.
Yeah.
Off,
Yeah,
he's done I was mad at him when he retired. Actually, me and Frosty we went to a Pearl Jam concert with him, and and he didn't know one of the songs. He's wearing this outfit and I mean, I don't know how many people came up to me and I had to take a picture with them with PK. Like it was comical, but he told me he was going to retire, and I just kind of disagreed with them. I said, you're going to miss it. You're going to, I was just like, you still got some left, man. And there's nothing worse when, do anything to play again. And Frosty was saying the same thing. And we both said he's going to regret it. And it took like half the year where he's doing his TV thing. And me and Frosty were like, oh, man.
No, he's everywhere.
That
guy is
it.
not regretting one bit. He's great at it. So
he's an entertainer.
Yeah, no, he's loving it.
He's an entertainer.
I remember Patrick Waugh, like he ripped Matt Duchene after a game because Duchene celebrated. They were getting blown out. Like it was 4-5, 6-0 late in the game. He scores his 30th goal, and he celebrated like they just won in overtime. And Patrick Waugh ripped him after the game. Hey, did you like coaching in New York? Like, are you coaching now to get back to the NHL? Like, were you thinking you were going to continue? I mean, I'm seeing a clip last night. Matt Barzal, he's on the bench. I think he was a second-year player when you had him.
I know.
Maybe he was a rookie. And he's like, looking around. There's nobody in the stands. He's like, this is a joke, you know. But how was Barry Trotz and that whole experience?
Everything was great. It was a great experience. I mean, you're kind of it was like anything. You're kind of the young buck on the totem pole, and there's other guys that have, they're different systems. Did I take this to get back? No, because I don't think I told you guys earlier I wasn't doing anything. Like I was, I had, and maybe I've been offered other things in hockey, but at the same time, like it's us three coached together, and just like I said, our philosophies are way different. And I'm gonna bicker with Janny every day. We do like every day about stuff. It's just like, this ain't fun. I don't need to do this. I don't, now I don't think I'd ever not coach with Mike Motto. Like I just wouldn't. It's not worth. I mean, we've had the time of our lives. Like I've learned more. We're dialed in every play of the game, everything. I mean, like this kid earlier on in the year, he goes, we're down 4-1, and we got like no one on the bench. There's been like 3 fights, whatever. We got no one on the bench, and it's 4-1. We've done nothing. The team is whatever. And me and Mats look at each other and we're like we're not pulling the goalie, right? And he's like, no. This kid turns around and goes, he's like, hey, Gomer, Mats, are we gonna pull the goalie? And I'm like, son, we have a dinner reservation in about 25 minutes here. You guys have done fucking nothing all game. Now you're gonna go score 3 goals. Like, let's keep it to 4-1, kids. Let's keep it to 4-1. Like, hey, 5-1 looks bad. And they're just all looking on the bench. And then you grab them after, like, hey, sometimes you got to punt. Sometimes it's over. Like, we're not going to score 3 goals. Why are we prolonging this? Like, those are little lessons, like, fight to the end. No, there ain't no fight. We've all been there. Game's over. This game's been over since 10-minute mark in the second period. Now we just got to get out of it, not get smoked or whatever. But, hey, we play these guys tomorrow. And you guys are young. You don't need to understand that 5-1 looks different than 4-1. It might be mental, whatever. But now some coaches won't agree with that. Some coaches would be like, you fight to the end, you do this and that. Well, maybe they didn't play. Maybe they don't know what it's like to, Janny goes out there at the end where now he's going to get a minus. He's been sitting there all game. We've been sitting there all game, and now we have to go out because you're going to pull the goalie. Oh, that's okay, thanks. And now we get scored on. Now our stat line is 5 minutes, this, that, -1 or 2. Like, thanks, coach.
Yeah.
Like, there's little things like that it comes into play. You learn. But no, I didn't do this like, hey, I get my resume out there. No, I mean, this was something I wanted to see if I could do it. Like I said, I got stuck with Mott's, and we go, yeah. I mean, it's when you're dialed in with someone else, and it's for these kids. Like,
Scotty, if you're down 4-1, they would just pull the goalie with 8 minutes left.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah,
that's what they do now.
Not a minute and a half. They pull the goalie with 8-9 minutes left.
And it's different, too, if you're playing, and we've all been in games where, like, dude, we are out. We are killing these guys, and they just happen to whatever. Okay, there's a different story. Now, if we pull them, we get 1. Maybe that's something. But we're getting smoked. We've been out of this game forever. Like, no, son, we are not pulling the goalie. Like, we want to get out of here.
Yeah.
And we got a dinner reservation in about 25 minutes in one of these little towns
that we have to make.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember playing in Hershey with a kid named Nathan Walker, who now plays with the Blues? Like, did you think he'd end up in the NHL and have a career? He's playing, Walker, dude.
You asked Nathan Walker that when I saw him playing Hershey, and I think I put him. I think I put him in the diamond, or I think we actually played on a line a little bit. And this kid, yeah, there was no, and I'm telling you this right now.
Yeah,
there was, we worked on everything at OT because that's when I really was working OT. He was one of the guys that did everything that I was doing, like power play spins, this, that, like, and yeah. For some reason, I didn't think he'd be there long. Like, you don't know how long or whatever, but I do remember seeing him get up, and I'm like, is that Australian kid? Because you forget. But yeah, it wasn't a shock to me because he put in the work. He had an FU mentality. He didn't care. And it all boils down to what you do in practice. If I'm going in the corner against Janny, he still know, unless we've been out all night, whatever, I got to battle Janny. I got to get my work in, whatever. And there's days where like Janny, maybe he fought, whatever. And he's like, Gomer, easy, got it. But there's still going to be some kind of compete. And that kid always had it. That kid always had it. I wasn't shocked. I was not shocked. Of course, the story, the Australian thing, that's shocking to me. Like,
yeah, of course.
Play there, it's like
amazing.
Mexican Colombian from Alaska, where people don't realize there's ice up there. Like, but the Australian thing was like, how the hell does that happen? And then, but his practice habits and his FU and this kid would get into, as I remember, it didn't, it maybe rubbed a couple of the other guys that were higher picks or whatever. Maybe he was getting maybe it rubbed him the wrong way, but it also, they're the ones that maybe you need to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
This kid's standing out.
He's the Blues enforcer.
I think we were on a line together. What's that?
He's the Blues enforcer.
Like he's their
enforcer.
He's their energy
he
guy.
fights all the time.
He does.
He fights. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know why he does it though? To your point,
He's tough, man.
Listen, he's tough, but he will do
anything,
whatever it takes to stay in the league and to stay in the lineup.
Is he still showing skill wise?
Yeah.
Because in squash, I was shocked about the fighting thing. I did not know that.
No, he scored the other night.
He's got 170 hits, man. He's like 12th in the league in hits, and he plays 11 minutes.
But because I'll get your take on. I'll get your take on this. I'll get your take on this though, because I'm sure down in the American League, you're talking about the skill and whatever. Like, he wasn't on the fourth line, right? And so now he's playing primarily on the fourth line, and he knows his role's changed. So he's going to play to his role and make sure that he's in the lineup the next night. And he has an impact in the game. He scored the other night. Like, he can still make a play, but good. That's not the role he has right now. When he first came up, he was scoring a bunch of goals, which gave him the next look and another look and allowed him to, find a way to keep signing contracts here in St. Louis.
And that's credit to him. A guy that can adapt like that, you got to, that's the whole point of this game. Like, you're not always going to be, this level, but how can I, it's like you tell these kids, find something it's something you're going to affect the game, whether it's faceoffs, whether you're so good at faceoffs that I have to put you out there. You're out there. You got to find something. Mats is really good with that. Like, you have to find some kind of skill level that is going to get you next level. Not everyone's going to score here. Not everyone's going to snap. But if you can play in the D zone and you can play in the last 3 minutes, that goes a long way. Now you're part of it. But that's also work. What are you doing? Like, it's like, tell these kids, okay, you guys all want to watch video. All these fucking assholes grew up videos and the iPads. Well, iPads on the bench were the worst thing, guys, ever. Because you're there and a kid wants to see his bench, and it's not even that. They never work. And dude, you're so fucking scared that puck's coming. Like, just so I can show Janny that he tripped it in.
Looking down.
You know what I mean? And so now these kids with video, they all want to watch it. All right, we watch video. Right? Everyone wants to see how good they did something, right? Yeah. I was one of them. Ooh, yeah, like, watch that. I go, but how about the mistakes we make? How about the mistakes you make that we're going over? I don't see you doing it in practice. I just see you keep doing what you're doing good. I go, videos about that. And I also learned that from Adam Owens. Videos about mistakes. Are you watching your mistakes? Or are you just watching what you're good at? And then, okay, so now here, you're bad at this. You haven't got it out, this many times. Remember Slava the devil way. Guess what we're doing? We're getting our asses put on the wall, and Larry and them are just shooting pucks until, I'm working on my mistake. And that's something that gets away because everyone just wants to work on, and it's up there in the league. Everyone wants to work on what they're good at. What they're good at. It's like, work on the stuff you're not good at, your mistakes, and that's going to make you a better player.
Hey, man, how was Yogs when you played with him? Did you hang out with him? Did you get to know him real well?
Who's that?
Yager.
Oh, no, It's Jaromir Jagr. I mean, just, but you're an awe of like but he was different. I mean, he was a different guy. Like he was, more to himself, more at that point. I never really hung out with him, never at all. I don't think anyone really did. Maybe a couple of the Czech guys and stuff, but Jagr was always, he was good to me. He's got we played online a couple times. I think Florida or where was it? Jersey and some. But yeah, I mean, he. I don't think there's ever been like maybe in the Pittsburgh days, or I don't think anyone's got really a Jagr story that. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I took his fucking beads that he had, those religious beads, one time.
Oh,
I know. I was sitting next. He lost his. No. He lost. The devil came out of him. I just took it and put them on. Like, what are these things? And it was just like beads. Yeah. He's very religious.
Yeah, he keeps them in his. He brings them on the road.
He gave me a Bible after that.
The Rangers thing was, I think he had something wrong with his groin, and he grabbed the phone and he put the phone to his groin, and he had some like Czech spiritual guy talking to the groin or so. Yeah, it was like that, that kind of level of because I heard the trainers just telling me like, what the fuck is going like? So So I don't think he was the only one. Then I think I heard Hasek did that too. They had some Czech spiritual guy. Yeah. But that would be something to be in the training room and see Janny put the phone on his car on his fist or something. It was like you have to stay in the room for that. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, we're all weird. We all had our own.
Shit.
We all had our.
So what do you think? Like, are you seeing kids leave to go to the CHL now? Like, and how is this rule going to change with CHL players now having college eligibility? Like, is that going to hurt the BCHL? Are you going to lose kids to the CHL? Like, how do you see this playing out? What's the effect going to
be? It's got to hurt. I mean, because I'll give you an example. When we first started the year, there'd be like 5 or 6 scouts from colleges at the games. As soon as that ruling changed, there's no scouts anymore. Because why wouldn't you go watch the WHL games? Why wouldn't you go pick out guys that can go to college now? So our team didn't. We had 2 guys, but there was teams like 5 or 6 guys left to go to the Dub or the O or the Q. Like, and some of these guys, like, I don't want to say, I mean, maybe, but you have some of these guys like, why? Like, why? Why would you go? Like, you're starting to play. You're starting to get it, but it's okay. It sounds what sexier that you're going to be in the queue or whatever, but you don't know what it's like up there. Now there's draft picks. Now you got to play over me. You got to. I mean, the healthy scratch guy. Well, it's going to be the new guy that just came in from the BC league. Where a lot of these kids just don't get that. But you're hearing mixed things. Some say the league is screwed. Like it's going to be screwed. Like just the talent pool. What's going to happen? And then you have other guys that says, in a year or 2, we'll get right back to where it was. I think, like Janny knows me, I don't know where I'll be next year, meaning, like, worry about the present right now. The team I got, this is all my focus.
Yeah.
And half of it, I probably don't even pay attention to that bullshit because, hey, you give me the team we got, this is what we got, this is what we want. If you want to be here, you don't want to be here. But it's got to affect. I mean, like I said, just the fact that the scouts, just the scouts right there. I mean, there's no scouts anymore. After every game, there'd be 5, whether D3 or whatever it was, they were there at the games, but no, now these guys, I talked to one of them, he's like, well, why wouldn't I go up to Red Deer, Calgary, catch all these games? And I mean, if the talent's better, or if they supposedly, like, why aren't you going to pluck one of those guys out of there?
Are you recruiting? Are you are you the GM too? Are you finding the players?
We got like 10 Boston kids on our team. So Mott's, but yeah, I'm the GM. I never realized how many emails that these kids, this is what they do these days. Like you email, your resume. Mm-hmm. So there's fucking like 80 a day. Oh. And then you just, I shouldn't say 80, that's stretching it, but guys, it is like, and it's just, some of them you could tell are just printed, like probably just change the name of the team, this and that. And I guess me being new to this where, if that's part of the recruit mentality, all right. But it's also like, like we haven't made one trade. I think we made one as a kid where they're all in the same pool. Like, why do I got to trade this guy for this guy? Like, isn't it my job to make you a player now? Like, isn't it from day one to the end? Like, even personality off the ice. Like I said, we get on the ice. I mean, one kid asked, he says, Gomer, can I ask you a personal question? I was like, yeah. What? He goes, how much you making? And I was like, how much do you think? And another kid skates over and he's like, and he goes, 150. I was like, really? And the other kid goes, 155. I was like, what's the highest? What's the lowest? And there's like, they had bets going on because all these little fuckers like to gamble. And he goes, I go, do you really think I'm making that? And he goes, yeah, that's how they got you here. And I was like, if I made that money here, I'd every day skate up to you and be like, good job, son. Good job, son. Good job. Instead, I've yelled at you, you dumb fuck. How many dumb fuck pills you take this morning, son? Because next time you take them, you pass them around to the rest of us, so we're at the same level. Let's go. Like, that's how I talked to Barzell, and I was like, meaning you never leave a kid. Like, let's go. Do it again. Let's see it. Let's see it. And then they do it, and then the mocking comes. But now they're having fun. But meaning, like, if I was making that, I mean, good job, Danny. Good job. Like, no, I mean, I'm not here for that. I'm here for you guys to make money. So, I mean, here to see you get better. So that's why, like, the recruiting stuff and all that, like, yeah, it's part of it. But I'm not gonna call a kid and lie to him and say that, because I've had kids talk to their parents, and they're like, but he's going to be on the power play. He's going to be on this and that. I'm like, no, he's not. He'll get his every opportunity. But I'm going, you're not. I don't come from that. I didn't have a participation trophy. I didn't have one of those. Like, meaning you earn the fucking thing. And these parents are like, well, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? What about in life? How's that work in life? Is he going to always have mommy and daddy there to tell you he gets this job and this and that? And yeah, I mean, now my mentality is wrong. So what? But I mean, a lot of these kids, that's one thing they learn here. Like, do not have your advisors or parents call me. Don't. Because they're going to,
No, I like that.
I like that too.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one more thing for you.
Yeah.
And
You've been great,
we
man.
appreciate you. Got a game today.
Oh,
I know, dude.
You gotta
we
get
just
ready
want to
for your
catch up
game.
with you, man. Shit.
Because I remember when you were here in St. Louis, man, I used to love coming to talk to you because you did always have an opinion on like everything. And
I think about it now. My last opinion got me out of here. It was on a radio show too.
What's that? When you gave your opinion? Was it my radio show?
Mad. I'm not playing. Whatever. And whatever. It was towards the end. I'm just like, put the work in. I'm not playing anyway. And I do a radio station. They had asked me to interview me, and the PR guy asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure. And I look back now and I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that but I was whatever. At that point, I'm like, this is.
Was it St. Louis?
What'd you do?
In St. Louis?
Yeah, so I was driving into downtown pregame skate or something is at the rink. So I'm calling that bridge. I was living, where was I living? That hotel. Shit.
Ritz, the West.
The same one you're in now.
The Ritz, the Ritz or the Westin?
Yeah.
Well, no, it was that one that, not the Ritz. It was
Clayton
the one that had
Park.
like, one of the oldest hotels.
Oh, Union
awesome.
Station.
Union Station.
Not right next to, not Union Station. I'll get the name. It was right next to the hospitals and stuff. It was right at it was awesome. It was, great setup.
Oh, the Chase Park Plaza, man.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Chase Park
Come
Plaza.
on now, you live right goddamn there.
Yeah, so I'm driving in, guys, and I just played like 9 minutes. And I mean, one game I didn't play for 2 periods. And that's the first year I think they had overtime 3-on-3. I didn't play for 2 fucking periods. And I get put out there with Steiner and Staz. And those boys were great. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, dude, 3-on-3, like what anyway, so there's stuff doing bullshit like that, whatever. And I was going to the rink, and the guy was talking to the radio guys, and they're like, oh yeah, team's doing all right, blah, blah, blah. You've really done well, you're really pitching in. And I said something like, no, I'm not. I go, obviously you didn't watch the game. And he's like, and then they're ready to cut me off, like to be like, okay, we're done. And then I said that, they're like, oh, so wait, we got Scott Gomez back, so what do you mean? I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do I mean? I played 8 minutes. Have you ever played 8 minutes in a hockey game? And the guy's like, he just told me I did a lot, and I played, I helped the team out. I'm like, no. I was like, don't lie. Don't lie to your listeners or me. I played 8 minutes. I go, do you know what 8 minutes is like? And the guy's like, no, what's 8 minutes like? I'm like, you're not in the hockey game. And then I started breaking it down, and I'm like, when you play 11, it's that crazy. January. When you play 11 minutes, you're in a game. 10 and lower, you're not. That 1 minute and 11, it really, and that was another thing you got to see at the end of their career. But I said that, and I didn't even think, and I was kind of like chest pumped out, like, I'm fucking SCG. I'll say whatever I want to. I think the next practice, Army calls me and was like, yeah, we're going to have to let you go or something. I was like, hey, thanks for everything. But yeah, I do look back at it and I'm like, man, maybe if I would have kept my mouth shut, I just, sometimes you couldn't. And that's when I went down to Hershey after that.
Okay, so my question was, because you were 100% opinionated. I used to ask you about the power play, like, always tell me what you guys should be doing, whatever. But
that was off the record.
Always, man, always.
I was smart enough to know that, like, hey, because that's not fair. No, that's not fair.
Always.
Like,
and I
but
never.
If you want the information,
I never threw you under the bus, man.
No,
ever.
Never did. That's why I'm here for like 3 hours.
But I will say, you and Steiner were always hanging out and talking. He's going to be a GM.
Oh yeah.
Like, what kind of GM you think he's going to be? I mean, maybe that's a tough question to answer, but did you see like that level of understanding of the game that he was, possibly, a GM would be in his future,
He's one of those guys you play against and you just hate. You hate everything about him, the way he looks, the way, everything. And then he's just nasty player. And then St. Louis. So being his teammate, one of the best teammates I ever had was Alex Steen. Still close to him to stay. Went to his wedding in Sweden. Stas, same thing. But those guys, Shaddy, I mean, it was a Bo Meester, still talk to. Like, it was a great room. But Steiner, out of all those guys in the room, Otter, I was right next to Otter, like, and he'll tell you, like, Steiner did have something that he was the leader. He was there was no question who the leader was. And we've all been on teams, maybe they have C's, but that doesn't matter. That was the leader. Me coming in late or me being an outsider, Steiner was, So as far as being a GM, I think he can do a great job as long as he's going to be Steen. Or, like you said, some of these guys, you start questioning things. Why? Because that's like the pattern you have to take. Now that I got this job, this is the formula to be in the NHL. Where as long as you don't do that, where you got it, like, you hire the best people around you. You do, not saying, Army's done all this, whatever. I'm not talking about anyone personal. I'm talking about my friend Alex Steen, where we've also seen it where guys got in that position and, maybe they hire the wrong guy because they think he's got a good resume, but I'm just going to listen to him. I'm going to listen to that. You have to put yourself surrounded by people you trust and that are going to say, can't have a no man in that position. I mean, you can't have just a yes man. You have to have someone there that's going to tell you no, and you got to think outside the box. Where, I mean, you look at it, we still have a lot of these GMs. I'm not saying anything, but look at football, look at every other sport. It's kind of younger. It's kind of, is it right or wrong? Who knows? But there are some people that still associate themselves with the same people. And it's like, hey, life's evolved, life's changed. Like, if you get what I'm kind of saying here.
I do, but let me ask you this though, because you got the picture of Lou in your office. Like, he's in his 80s and he's still doing it. Like, is that the best thing for him, you think? And, for these 20-year-old kids that are coming into the organization,
It's different because with Lou, like, that picture is my standard on certain things.
Yeah, of course.
And, but on a majority of everything else, no. I don't. They're like, what the hell are you like? No, and that's what made me and Lou's relationship good, because I would question, like, he loves Janny. Like, I would question that. Like, I don't believe in that. Well, fuck, you're gonna have to do it. It's the rules, okay? But I don't believe in this. I don't believe we have to wear a fucking shirt and tie when it's 95 degrees out in weather. Why isn't someone saying this to him? But yeah, he's stuck in those ways. Problem, he's still. But as far as like the standards from growing up and being a professional, like, I think I played 16 years. I think I was late maybe 3 times in my career to either a meeting or something. And one of them, had some, it's a bad feeling, but little stuff like that, like, walk in, present yourself. How to little things. But now, did I agree with them in hockey? No. There's stuff I didn't agree with you. I don't think, do I think that the guys that, when they play those outdoor games or whatever, and they dress up and stuff, and, Islanders didn't do it. I mean, it's Lou. He's not going to change, but maybe it's little things like that. Like, but as far as like, I think the love, hate from all of us with him is, but if something deep down happened to someone in your family or my family, Janny or something, I mean, one of the first calls could be Lou Lamoriello, and it would be, that guy would be right there for probably all of us that had some. But in saying that, I mean, yeah, has he made mistakes? Everyone's made, but the question was about Steiner, where it's like, I think he can do a tremendous job. It's just who are you going to surround yourself with?
Yeah.
It's like anything, coaching anything.
Yeah.
But that's the bottom line.
Yep.
That's the bottom line. Who's going to have the balls to tell you no? Who's going to tell you doing it right? Or just we're all scared doing this. Like, let's just, that's the secret. That's the difference. It's, and you look at the guys like in the sporting world, the Belichick's, Nick Saban's. Look how many coaches go. They're friends, but hey, you need to challenge me. When you're doing an interview, are you going to challenge me every day? Or am I just going to say, and I think that'd be Steiner's, number one thing. Whoever you're going to hire, well, how are you making me better? The man, the top guy.
No shit.
How are you going to make me better? It's not like, we'll go have fun after, whatever. How are you bringing that to the table? Mm-hmm. And that's why, you guys had Bobby Holik, when I told you, probably one of the best guests you ever had. I learned so much from that man about
he's hardcore.
That it's like that was my standard, Bobby.
Yeah.
Like that, I didn't have to act like him, but when we step on the ice, my personality was so much different. It's probably my best friend off the ice, like hockey. But man, it took him to see me. I don't need to do what you do. I do what I do. But when we step on the ice, I'll stab you in the neck. I'll do this, and it's the same mentality. And now off the ice, that's when you can create with someone that, hey, we can actually talk about this game. But you just think I'm some young punk or I'm just all about it for fun. No, this is my job. This is my profession. But how do you get better? How do you, how can we keep you better? How can the game evolve? It's not just having the same guys around you telling you, there's always some idea that could help anything.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever, Celeste, you've been awesome, man. Remember we went to your house? Your mom was there. She's making enchiladas. I'm looking at your paycheck on the table, by the way. I looked at your paycheck. I'm like, oh, my.
No, that's what we didn't count.
No. And your buddies drove down from fucking Alaska in this goddamn hoopty RV, and they were a band, a heavy metal band. And they came, we all hung out, and the drummer was so fucking sick. They just drove like 28 hours. And
Jersey from Alaska?
Yes, right? And then they performed in downtown. They performed downtown New York City, and he was so sick, and we watched him play, and we fucking jammed out all night. Remember that?
Wait, did you go to the concert with me or not?
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
That's not my kind of music. Like, that was like...
I loved it.
So you loved it, so we go... But, they're from Alaska. They actually drove from Portland. They're based out of Portland.
Oh, yeah.
But they're from Alaska. So Janny, remember that? We were like... So we go to the concert, and afterwards, we're like, hey, should we invite these guys? Janny, what are we doing? We're like, going to go back to the house, whatever. Should we invite these guys back? Why not? And fucking remember that? Yeah, remember that motorhome that was parked in the city?
Oh my God, it looked like Cousin Eddie's. I felt so bad for these guys. No, it was 10 swinging dicks, and they were in this RV, and they're just grinding it so bad. And you look at that, and you're like, dude, this guy had the flu, and he's a drummer, and he's like this. Then he had to go out there and perform. It's just a little wake-up call, man. Like, we had to grind it. That's a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, funny. I mean, I do remember, I think that's when we invited him out, because we saw that motorhome. Because you're like, I remember you saying something like, Gomer, is this how it is? And I'm like, I don't know, man. We'd always play that air guitar, so I'm like, Jay, if we start our band, man, we can't travel like this.
No way. Anyway, all right, homeboy. Good luck tonight. Man. We love you, dude. And I'm glad you came back on, man. We just want to pick your brain a little bit, you know. Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
All right, love you, brother.
See you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Later.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. That was Scotty Gomez. I love the fact that he's coaching.
So do I.
Listen, you've known him for a long time. What kind of coach do you envision him being?
Hardcore, but cool.
Okay.
Like a little bit of a, because he's fucking hard on you, man.
Yeah.
And he'll call you out.
Honest.
And he's witty, and he's clever, and he'll put you down, but then he'll build you back up.
Okay.
Like he really will. Like I've seen this firsthand with him, with me being the youngest kid on the team.
And he will build you back up.
He will put you down to where you're like, God damn, meaning like, I got to fucking figure something out. And then he'll build you back up. And I like that. He did that as a teammate.
I thought it was interesting just because this is a topic that I'm more interested in than you probably. But, with all this going down with the CHL and Division I college hockey and whatever, I was curious how that's impacted the BC League, because the BC League for years has been heavily scouted by Division I college hockey here in the States. Division III too. But obviously Division I, big-time colleges always went out and plucked kids, Canadian kids, out of the BC League, certainly American kids as well. And he's like, well, yeah, ever since they changed that rule, we went from having like 4 college scouts a game minimum to having none. They don't even come to our games anymore.
Yeah, no.
They just go to the Western League.
Yeah.
They don't even come to our games anymore. Isn't that amazing?
That's okay. Like, if you're good, you'll be seen.
I think the USHL is going to be fine. And they got a lot of things that they're planning on doing and what they're doing right now. I still think kids are going to end up like a lot of the elite kids here in the States are going to stay here, man.
Listen, man, all this can go either way, blah, blah, blah. If your kid's good, he's good. He might be a little bit, maybe not seen as much in one league, but if he dominates, he's going to get a chance to be in another league, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to get your chance. It's all going to work out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Scotty's, listen, he didn't have to do this, dude. He's got money. Remember when he talked about the chirps? I got fucking money. I know I haven't scored.
Is that a good chirp? You like that chirp?
Fuck you.
I'm rich, bro.
I got that from so many guys, man. I'm like, I'm fucking rich. I'm like, yeah, you are. You know what chirp is the most serious chirp you could do? Not besides something personal. If somebody, besides something personal they did, maybe they smacked their wife, whatever it is, like you fucking wife beater, or there's alleged something. Like, you gonna beat your wife tonight? Like, there's guys that are fucking hardcore that'll fucking chirp you like that. Goddamn right. Avery will dig at your soul. Avery went by, I said this before, Andy Murray. Andy Murray started to kind of have a little thing.
I know. He
Listen,
had a medical condition.
Andy Murray had a medical condition.
I remember this.
We could chirp Andy. I loved Andy. I didn't love him at the time. I love him now more than I did as a coach, just because I was in my own little stupid land in my head. But I remember one time playing fucking, I guess, the Rangers. And Andy had this little tick.
Yeah.
He had a little tick.
Might have been L.A.
Might have been L.A. A little tick. And Avery comes by, and I'm chirping. And he looks over and looks at Andy Murray and goes, "Who the fuck you?" And he goes like this. Oh, right in front of the bench, chirping Andy Murray. I'm like, damn. I'm like, ooh.
You didn't have your coach's back.
I started something.
You didn't have your coach's back.
I probably lost my mind on him. I don't remember exactly what I did.
You wonder why.
I don't remember exactly what I.
You wonder why you're out of the lineup.
No shit.
You wonder why.
Should I jump the boards now?
Yes. And then you come
Is that what Andy would have done? Is that what you would have done?
Oh yeah. And then you publicly say why you did. Like he was chirping our coach, and I'm not gonna let anyone ever do that. I've got my coach's back. He would have played you. You would have been on the power play.
He skated by and goes like this.
Oh my God.
I
remember.
I
remember when that happened.
To God.
No, I know. You are right about that.
I remember that.
It's funny because Cam doesn't remember anything. He remembers something.
A lot of things. I remember a lot of things.
Cam remembered something.
My life has been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's all good, you know.
In a good way.
You know, it's been pretty wild. There's a lot of things that went down.
Yes.
So therefore, it's hard to tie everything together.
Yeah,
you know,
in
if I lived a normal life, I would remember more things, but I didn't.
Like Wayne.
But I didn't.
Wayne Babbage scored 50 goals and had
20 motherfucking fight. Got to give him a shout out. I didn't even know. Listen, I'm not an 80s guy. I'm a 1988 till whenever. That's when I got in the blues. When I was 4 years old, and motherfucker came into town.
4 years old.
When the motherfucker came in town.
Who's that?
Who do you think?
Twister?
Holly. When the motherfucker came in town from Calgary. And all of a sudden my dad's like, we got to go see this fucking guy.
Yeah.
We got to go see this motherfucker. And we went down and we're sitting in the glass and Holly's doing his shit. We're like, what the fuck is this? This guy was a fucking monster. That's when I got an idea. I didn't watch Wayne Babbage. I had no idea about any of that stuff in the 80s. Even Burn Dog, Federico.
Yeah.
Love him. Awesomest guy in the world.
He was playing late 80s.
I don't remember what.
Early
Yeah,
90s.
but I don't remember him. I remember specifically when Holly got
You
here.
don't remember Brian Sutter or anything? You would have loved Brian Sutter.
I know, but I was too young, dude. I was too young.
Yeah.
But when motherfucker came in town, that's when we all connect. So Wayne Babbage scores 54 goals. He had 20 fighting majors
in the same season.
That is unbelievable. 20 fighting majors, that's a lot, dude. That's more than I ever had.
Mean.
I might have had 20 one time, and I'm trying to fight everybody. Could you imagine that?
I know.
Not a big guy. One eyebrow when he played. Bad helmet. 54 goals, 20 fighting majors. Tip of the cap, sir.
One eyebrow.
One eyebrow. One eyebrow.
Tough.
Tip of the cap. God damn, 20 fighting majors and you're putting up 54? Get out of here.
His brother played over 1,000 games too.
Dave?
And I think they married twin sisters.
That'd be kind of...
I think they did.
Oh,
I don't know if I could say.
What would I...
What? I don't think they're married anymore.
What do you mean?
I don't
what?
think either of them are married.
Because you're looking at her, and then what if they're both?
I don't know if they were
hot.
identical. I don't know.
And you're like,
I don't know.
what if you're like, God damn, which
one are you?
this one looks good tonight. This version of my wife looks better tonight than my version of my
Are
wife.
you Tracy or Stacy?
Why do you imagine that? That'd be weird.
You look like Tracy, but you smell like Stacy.
You look a little bit better than my version. So weird.
I don't think either of them are. I could be, but that's.
Well, get your facts right.
Well, I'm pretty sure they married twins.
Get your facts right. You know.
I think there's twins who marry other twins.
What about any update on the twin with one body and two heads
Oh my god,
who just got married?
that's not twins.
Then what the fuck is it?
There's Siamese twins.
They married the two.
Isn't it, Matt? Maddie,
don't
isn't
know.
that a Siamese
The
twin?
double-headed the
Uh-huh.
double-headed woman
Yeah.
with one body married that one cat. And I'm kind of curious to
Okay.
see how that goes down. I'm kind of curious
All
to
right,
see how that goes.
so I
Do you get my drift?
Yeah,
Would you watch that?
no. Oh, maybe.
I kind of would. I just want to see what he.
Although the OnlyFans,
If they had OnlyFans,
Yeah.
okay. So if it popped up on Pornhub,
I don't think
No,
I
let
want
me-
to see that.
and it popped up,
No.
and
No.
do you ever? Are you curious
back
about
is
what you would
hurting.
do with that?
Oh my god.
I know. Oh my God, take them both like.
Oh my god.
Make out.
Hold on one sec. I'm coming to you. You're next.
Like,
It's not funny to make fun of that because that's a real situation.
you're goddamn right.
So
You're goddamn right. It's not funny.
I'm laughing at Cam.
I'm just saying it's
not
kind
at
of
this-
sexy.
Not at the situation.
It's kind of sexy. But anyway,
We wish Petro the best in his recovery.
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. You know, his kids are okay now. And
We
shit.
wish him the best in his recovery during the Four Nations.
And give Bills Buffalo a shout out. I know it's Andy. Andy's going to tell a story
That's
about how
my
he grew up there.
hometown.
I feel bad for all y'all, man.
Me too.
I do. That's all. That's all I got to
and
say.
You deserved but the Bills Mafia deserves
He didn't deserve to win.
everything.
He didn't deserve to win.
Okay, but well,
No, he didn't.
the Dave
That-
Portnoy
it's
says
not-
those refs should be in prison.
It's too close to
Says
call.
Goodell should be in prison.
Oh, yeah. He goes, I've won 6 Super Bowls.
He did.
Yeah. He's like, when you're a 6 Super Bowl winner like me.
What
he's
is it?
fucking,
Why? Because
because he's a fan of
the
Patriots.
Yeah.
So he could, he's
Yeah.
funny, dude. It is what it is.
Oh, he's so funny.
he's fucking
But he
funny.
probably lost a lot of money on that.
$1 million. About $1 million.
Damn.
When you're worth a lot,
Would you be betting millions of dollars?
I'm not gambling for god dang nothing.
Mm.
Unless they want to be a sponsor.
Okay.
I ain't gambling.
Okay.
I do enough things.
We'll start gambling when we get another gambling
can't gamble.
sponsor.
I spend enough money on
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
You-
Okay. Yeah.
I've never seen
yeah.
your wallet, but I spend money.
That's
Okay.
Cam's
I
the,
spend money.
Cam's the cheapest guy I know.
I
and
spend
he's
so much
he's
money
saying
on
that.
beer and bullshit
Yeah,
and
and
this
chew.
and that. I spend so much fucking money.
And chew.
Kate and
How
I
much
go
are-
to.
Remember, I
I'll-
did the math on how much he spends. Like
I'll go-
$400 a month on chew.
I'll go to a goddamn steakhouse and order a fucking huge seafood
Yeah.
tower to myself
I know. You
and
will.
eat half of it.
Yeah. That's it.
So, well, I mean, I can't until my stomach's like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Firstform.com/Cam
Never seen you eat.
Strick. Use our link. That's not true.
Never
Use
seen
our
you eat.
link and only our link. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Hope you enjoyed this conversation with Scotty Gomez. Has some good ones coming up
Yep.
too. Again, firstform.com/Cam and Strick /Cam and Strick. Send us the
Receipt.
receipt.
Yep.
So we can see
Your order.
Your
You see-
order.
we
Send us
see
your order. Illinois Recovery Center. Reach out to me if you want to get a hold of Chrissy or
Eric,
Eric Conley. We can certainly help you do that. If you know somebody that's hurting, if you're hurting, if you need help,
family member, whatever.
anybody, we can certainly help you.
Yeah.
Get help.
Illinois Recovery Center, right there in Swansea, Illinois.
Blue Note Roofing, David Novak. He is the man with the master plan.
Damn right.
314-920-5713. Call him today. Call David Novak today. Tell the people to call him.
Get your roof done.
Yeah.
Get it done. It's very. When it happens, you're like you feel satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yes, you do.
You look at that bad boy. You're like,
It's
fucking, I
very
didn't have to pay for it
satisfying.
because you know you got hail
Yeah.
damage.
Hat launch. Hatlaunch.com, baby. Hat launch sucks. What'd you say? I see that
Then
everywhere.
he skates by and goes, "Pussy." I go, "Motherfucker." Remember that? You called me a pussy. That was a funny commercial we did.
Hide the women and children.
Hide the women and children. You could have got jammed up on that. I didn't like that.
Oh my God! Really?
Why women and children?
It was in the
Why
script.
women?
It was in the script.
Why women though?
I'm reading the script.
Why can't it be men and children?
You're right.
Can you just look at the
Hide the men.
say? I'm sorry, women.
I'm sorry. No, because I'm not.
Say it.
I'm not implying that the women.
That's exactly what you were implying. That they're weak,
Oh God.
and we need to protect them. How dare you, Andy?
I don't
How
appreciate
dare
you
you
sending
say
that.
something? Say I'm sorry
I'm
to the women.
Sorry to everybody out
There's
there.
women that
Anybody
listen.
who was offended.
God dang.
Sorry to everybody on Twitter too.
Be better.
They're yelling at
I'm
me.
trying. Hey guys, sorry about that.
They're yelling.
better.
Yelling at me.
You
Pasternak, they came as high as 11 points. They didn't get higher than that. Didn't get higher than that.
said it before. You already said it.
Blue Note Roofing, call them today. 314-920-5713. Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging decks.
But you get great service, and you do get sushi and flavored water.
It's funny. They got good stuff over there. Though. They got good stuff.
Are you getting ready to go back to bed? Because Cam's got
Probably.
How are you gonna do this to me? That's what he said to me last night. How are you gonna do this?
I was drinking.
I've been partying all day. Like this is. I'm like, yeah, it's a half hour earlier. You said you get up at 4 every day,
Well, we're doing this early because
and
Andy.
you get to go to bed the rest of the day.
Oh, I'm gonna chill, baby. I'm chilling the rest of the day.
Bellman is located where?
Troy, Missouri. Troy.
Say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what up?
And Kenny.
Kenny,
And Dale.
motherfucker. Hey, Dale. Get back to work, but hey, how you doing?
Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Cam's looking at that pink Jeep, 2-door, small wheels, flames on the side. Nothing wrong with that. Soft top.
Why are you so laughing at that?
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, there's nothing. And so hopefully you get what you want, dude. I hope you get one of those. We're going to have one made for you. It's fine. Hope everybody has a great time. Follow us on everything. Keep up with everything we're doing on the Chemistry
Message
Podcast.
us on YouTube.
Message us.
Watch it on YouTube, man. It's better on
yeah,
YouTube.
I know.
You
And
know.
then comment.
Comment. Let us know, baby. We love all you guys.
Cam will send you a message.
I'll send you a message. See you guys.
All
Love
right,
all y'all.
Peace.
Be cool.